Sheriff, we got a lot to talk about.
I am not an animal!
Dad, I'm thirsty. I want a beer. What about you? You want a beer?
The ice is gonna break! I am not a human being! I am an animal!
And I'm sorry you can't do this. I really am, because I wouldn't have to fucking sit here and watch you fumble around and fuck it up.
I am Shiva, the god of death.
Shut up and sit down, you big bald fuck.
You gonna eat your cornbread?
But for me, it was Tuesday.
And you have meddled with the primal forces of nature. And you will atone.
All right, folks. It's Wednesday. And what do y'all know about Wednesdays? It's time for another 3 for 3. We're here. We got some special movies. We got some special ladies to talk about tonight. More importantly, the special ladies in our life that we would not be here without. Our mothers.
Yo mama.
But not our mothers, though. We're not talking about them.
Yeah, I'm talking about Matt's mom.
I'm talking about yo mama.
Oh, shit.
I'm talking about the holy mama.
I heard. Well, my name is Samuel Holler of the Holler Clan. And before we get started and I introduce you to my two friends today, I have a special word from some sponsors that are supporting us today in our endeavors.
It's not Voodoo Ranger, is it?
No.
Not what?
It's not Voodoo Ranger,
Tis
they
not.
should sponsor us at this point.
It is not.
I hope so.
First off, we have Wasserman Industries. The Wasserman Industries, brought to you by Mona Wasserman, has supported the community for generations and for generations to come. Next up on our bill is whatever goddamn sci-fi publishing company that he was releasing his books from. I don't know the name of it, but he's releasing his books, and they want us to talk about it. We get $100 for every advertisement for this sci-fi book company that I don't know.
The sci-fi writer that nobody really knows except for like a handful of people and that one bitch at a gas station.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say this is at least 3 episodes in a row where there's a self-insert like writer getting recognized by a woman or something like that, which is funny.
What's it with us and writers and self-inserting ourselves?
Yeah, what is with
having
that?
Women fall for us?
Yeah, we need to examine
that.
But also, I don't know about you guys, but my personal favorite book of all time is Planet 7, followed, of course, by Planet 8.
Planet 8's fine.
And our last company of the day, it is Smiley Time Bounce House. You can enjoy your time with your sons and make your ex-husband feel jealous, but really the whole point is to deflate it on him and make him look like an asshole in front of everybody. And we will support you through your divorces. We will get you there. Just click whatever link is provided.
And I guess you could say, if you do that to your asshole ex-husband, if you deflate the bouncy house, I guess you could say it was justified.
Jackson, did you watch the credits?
I shared. Hey,
you finally.
It's a Gary Marshall rom-com movie. Of course, I watched the credits. The hell are you talking about?
Did you watch the credits for Beau's Afraid? Is there
Yes,
going to be
I did.
Okay,
yes,
good.
I did. I sat there for 5 minutes and watched that canoe in the middle of the river. You better believe it.
Good.
Word.
We finally got you on board.
I am here rocking the BJs. I'm joined by my two supportive BJs, Matthew Patterson and Jackson Workman. How are y'all doing today, fellas?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling the motherly love. I think this is going to be a good, interesting episode for sure.
I'm feeling nice and stretched out today.
Post your mother's birth, I'm assuming.
Post my birth out of the birth of Taco Bell out of my asshole. Yes.
Ah, all right. Well,
Shout out to the $7 Discovery box.
Hopefully
My
they'll
asshole
sponsor us
sure
now.
discovered something that last night.
Hopefully now Taco Bell will sponsor us.
we got 3 wonderful movies for y'all today. I'm not 100% sure where to start. Thinking we're gonna hit it home hard with a classic, a return to form to this podcast, a Gary Marshall film, and not just any Gary Marshall film, the stunning conclusion of the Day trilogy. Jackson, what do you feel?
I feel like I want to make a case real quick. Well, there goes Matt. I guess he went off to go grab something from the vending machine and get his arm stuck in it. But
Really? Her arm was way too short to even potentially reach that snack.
yeah, I mean, she wasn't
Where
thinking.
that's coming from.
She was not using her. She was not
I
using
guess
her head.
that's why we call it free balling mom. So
Yeah, I guess no one told you life was going to be this way, but but yes, this is Matt coming back?
I don't know.
My phone's gonna die.
His phone's
Oh,
gonna
he's
die.
freaking out looking for a charger.
Oh.
Oh no, he's looking for his inhaler. Is Matt gonna die?
Oh my God, Matt's having an asthma attack. Oh no.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's okay,
Get
just
him!
put his head in the,
Put him in the freezer.
refrigerator. Just put his head
Put
in the
him in the freezer.
refrigerator. That's what you need to do. Oh my goodness. He just fucking took off. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I thought he
that
was
was
doing a bit. He's
a bit startling. Because you said make a quick case, and I thought he was just running quick out of.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, I had to do I heard you guys talking, so I was like, I have to fall back into frame.
That was an A+ pratfall.
No, my phone was gonna die, and I have no notes without my phone.
I thought you were doing a bit.
we're gonna be talking about.
No, I literally looked at my phone and I was like,
episode.
this is good timing
Oh
for me
my
to run
God.
away.
Okay. Well, yes, I would like to.
Fuck.
Well, I guess I'll wait to make my case, but yes, this is finally, I know you've all been waiting for it, the conclusion to one of the greatest epic trilogies of all time, not just for this podcast, but for films. It's Gary Marshall's Mother's Day. Yes, ladies and gentlemen,
Hallelujah.
we talked about New Year's Eve on the New Year's special. We talked about Valentine's Day on the Valentine's special, and now it's time to bring it all home. And
There was the Old Testament, the New Testament, and now we have the Marshall Testament.
Yes, indeed. The holy doctrine of Gary Marshall. Rest in peace. But yeah, so
Really though, like R.I.P.
yeah.
I've had my problems with the other two, but by the end of this one, I was like, man, I've enjoyed watching all 3 of these.
Ain't nobody making him like him anymore.
No, they are not.
So
He was a rom-com god for sure. But yes, the plot of this one, ladies and gentlemen, the thing that I want you, when I say picture this, it shouldn't be that hard this week because the plot is really very simple, as it is for the other 2 Gary Marshall holiday rom-coms. It's a bunch of famous people, though not nearly as many this time. And they're celebrating life and looking for love and going through different kinds of relationships on Mother's Day. It's all about the relationships with their mothers, whether they're living or dead. And Jennifer Garner died, and Jason Sudeikis is really upset about it. And Jennifer Aniston, her kids have a new fucking stepmom, and she's in her 20s, and fucking.
Wonder how much he can relate to this now.
Say what?
I wonder how much he can relate to this now.
Well, here's the case I wanted to make. Miss Aniston, if I may, I just would like to put it out there. Dating people in their 20s isn't that bad. I would be more than happy to prove to you how much that's worth giving a try. So if you would like to, find out how wonderful that can be.
I was talking about Jason Sudeikis having his wife dead to him and trying to find a new person as a single dad.
Oh, well, that also can relate. He can relate to Jennifer Aniston's part of this actually pretty well, because his wife ended up dating someone in their 20s, but we won't talk about that. But yes, and then you got Kate Hudson, who is married to an Indian man who is darker than a cup of coffee, as they said.
Specifically, Frappuccino.
Yes.
I was
Darker than a
so
Frappuccino.
surprised with that whole subplot.
I was
Yeah.
gagged when
Threw
they
me
said
off
that.
the guard.
And
But shout out to
Margot Martindale. Character
But
actress
also,
Margot
his
Martindale.
mother and hers relationship was wonderful.
Yeah.
And I loved when she was like, the joke sounds kind of racist, and then just full on like laughs and is like, loves it.
And then
humor
you got,
translates.
And then who's the four? Oh, and then you got Julia Roberts. Of course, in a Gary Marshall movie, you got to have Julia Roberts, and she's a famous TV host. And it turns out that she doesn't have a child, or does she?
Jackson, I thought you were about to say she doesn't have a child. On weed. Anytime someone leans in that close, I'm just thinking of that now.
Oh man. But yeah, so she does have a child, it turns out. And there's it's the same as, if you heard us talk about Valentine's Day or New Year's Eve, it's the same thing, just on so also, I'll just say right up top and then ask you guys about it. Just like if you saw us talk about either of the other two, my thoughts on this one were exactly the same as those two. Is this a good movie? No. Did I have a thoroughly enjoyable time watching it? Yeah. Like all three of these just hit the spot in just the right way,
So here's my thing, and I think me and Sam might disagree a little bit, which is okay, because regardless, I think we're on the same page to do it, because I did like the movie. The reason why I think I dislike this one the most is because while it is most concentrated, because there is less people, I feel like I cared more about the characters. I just really did like the whole ensemble factor of Valentine's Day and New Year's Eve, where like literally I could not give one singular shit about anything, and I'm just bouncing in between about 8 different stories or like 5 different stories. This one was like maybe 3 concentrated ones that made sense, which is probably what we would think would make it like the best. But I kind of wanted the chaos that I feel like this one was as chaotic. It was chaotic in a way. That's my opinion.
There weren't as many, but there were like at least I would argue.
And I was laughing.
I would argue there were at least 5 concentrated storylines. You got Jennifer Aniston, you got Julia Roberts, you got Jason Sudeikis, you got Kate Hudson, and you got Britt Robertson and Jack Whitehall.
It felt less though. I felt like I don't know. I felt like in a good way, like in a sense where I was like, okay, this time they weren't trying to like
this one felt to
throw
me
shit
like,
around, but
it felt to me like they were more. Chaos, it felt like this one was the most. This one had the most concentrated storylines of the 3 movies, because the other 2 were mainly just like, we have to have 50 fucking celebrities in the cast, so everybody has to be divided up a lot more and the stories aren't as focused.
That's kind of what I liked about the other 2.
I know, it's fun to see all the people.
I missed the chaos of like, what are we focusing on here? I don't know.
This
one definitely had a very concentrated story, which I did like about it in a sense, but I will say that's what I missed about it. I missed from the other 2.
And I agree. It is fun. That's half the fun of the other 2 is seeing all of the people, and you get that a little.
But there's
bit
still
in
the
this
same.
one, but...
There's still the same amount of people. Like there's the usual suspects in this one that make it all worth it.
Yeah. Well, we got. I think. Well, the only one that I can think of course, who's in all 3 movies, is Hector Elizondo. Shout out
Larry Miller.
She was.
Oh, and Larry Miller. Yeah.
See, once I saw Larry Miller, I stepped back and I was.
I was waiting because he didn't show up.
He wasn't in the movie. I wouldn't have counted this.
he didn't show up till towards the end, and I was thinking early in the movie, I'm like, when's he gonna show up? And when he finally showed up as the motorcycle cop, I was like, there he is.
And of course, his one role is the fucking hilarious, like the funniest role, where they're all just like, "Yo, get down!" And you're like, "No, he's my son-in-law," and they're like, oh, "God damn it."
Yeah.
But no, I loved his role. But Sam,
in all 3 movies, he was funny. But yes, Sam.
I got 2 things, or technically 3. Never, ever blow on another man's whistle. Peace. A pox upon your whistle, sir. But in all seriousness, it took me about like a good 5 minutes to realize Jennifer Aniston was wearing a top and not a towel at the
Me
beginning.
too! Oh my god!
And I genuinely hope she fired her stylist after this movie because it was very unflattering.
Okay, you have no idea how much I'm in the same boat with you. When she was walking around the kitchen with all the kids in the room, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Wearing a towel in the middle? And I was like, oh, that's a top she's got on. I would never have guessed. Like,
You're just a piece of shit. No, I'm
So
just
my
kidding.
third note, which is why I must preface this that it is a quote, that is why it's so embarrassing to be married to a towelhead. I could not believe they said that.
he may as well have called me Dr. Towelhead.
Towelhead. You like
Oh,
some
God.
spaghetti?
Yeah, that was. I gotta give a shout out. Asif Manvi was really good. I thought he was.
He's
one of,
great in everything
he was
does,
one of my
honestly.
favorites. I had no idea he was gonna be because like in this one, you don't get as many of the like holy shit it's that person moments because the cast isn't as famous in this one, but he was one of the few where I was like, oh shit, I didn't know he was going to be in it. Timothy Oliphant too, I had no idea he was going to be in it. He was
So
basically
So good.
he was basically the replacement for Patrick Dempsey and Josh Duhamel from the other two
See,
movies.
okay, yeah, Josh Duhamel. He was the one I was like, okay, Timothy Oliphant's replacing him because Josh Duhamel could have just played that character so easily.
Or Patrick Dempsey.
I loved Shorty. The
Yeah, I loved him too.
So I loved his storyline and how like he just wanted to sell tickets and get
And Tiny.
Yeah.
The audience.
The joke between
who was in the other ones.
Okay, so yeah, one of the things I thought was funny was the parade thing with the huge vagina.
Yeah.
And then that's Larry Miller's line is, do I have to say it? Who has the permit for the floating vagina? Or like,
and then one of them says, like, imagine what they're gonna do for Father's Day.
Yep. Oh my god! Also, shout out to John Lovitz for showing up.
Yeah,
for a little
he
bit.
shocked me too.
With the little
too.
dog,
yeah,
carrying the dog. I was like, okay.
Can you hold my daughter? No. But yeah, again, like
I really appreciated that character storyline with like just wanting to kind of make things better for his family. And
yeah, and I thought Jack Whitehall and Britt Robertson's story was one of the better ones. I thought that felt like one of the more realistic kind of storylines. But you know, and I was invested in like whether they were going to get married or not. But I have to say this. Like as stupid and goofy and formulaic as all three of these movies are, all three of them are good at a couple of things. Valentine's Day in particular was very good at this, and I thought this one carried that over. Where as formulaic as most of the movie is, I'm telling you, they do like you said, whichever one of you said it, ain't nobody making them like Gary Marshall anymore. Like there are a lot of shitty rom-coms, a lot of formulaic rom-coms, but he just I don't know, even when he was making bad ones, they still had a way of being kind of unique because I remember in Valentine's Day, one of my favorite parts was the last scene where Ashton Kutcher and Jennifer Garner finally kiss on the bridge, and then they say, like they kiss, and in almost any other movie, that's where it ends. They just kiss and the music swells, but then they take the moment to be like, okay, yeah, that was kind of awkward. I guess we need to get used to this or something. And I was like, I like that. Like a lot of other movies wouldn't have done that. And this one too, I thought had some moments like that where they really took the time to like, I don't know, just have moments where like a lot of the stuff with Jennifer Aniston and the kids in particular towards the end, I thought was really nice. Like her having to like talk the other wife through on the phone with the inhaler.
That was
And
yeah.
I thought that was a really actually well done part of the movie. I was like, okay,
absolute bullshit. If your kid gives you the same gift as they give your ex-husband's girlfriend, I would have been so
my whole thing was that during that scene though, she's like, take him to the freezer. She's like, he's not hungry. I Okay, I know that was to illustrate how dumb she was, but I'm like, Jennifer Aniston could have just been like, bitch.
I think that kind of was her vibe though.
Did
That
y'all
was her
notice?
vibe, but I wish she had just called her out a little more because she was like,
Because she calls her out low key in the waiting room later on. She's like,
oh, that's true.
where
Yeah.
she's like, okay, like just get better at this because you're gonna start to piss me off if you don't, or something like that.
Did y'all notice that when they were rushing out after Timothy Oliphant got back with the other son, she had left the freezer door open, and he turns around and like tells her to close it, but they don't have the audio of him doing that. He just like kind of points back at it.
Oh
and
no, I didn't notice that.
and I was just like, yeah, make sure you close that door. Y'all aren't going home for a long ass time.
But I also like, again, like there were like and like I don't know, like it's so like there are moments of genuine like emotional maturity in this movie where I'm just like the scene where Jason Sudeikis like finds the two daughters like at the grave and him learning to like we have to acknowledge this, we have to try to like I don't know, that also kind of like low key struck a chord with me. I was like, I don't know, like that seems kind of realistic in a way. A lot of that story, of course, is pretty formulaic, but I was like, I don't know, that was kind of heartwarming in a way. Like when he drives in, they're at the grave and they're having the moment and everything, and he doesn't get out and go up to them. He just leaves and is like, I'll let them have their moment. But then he has the Mother's Day celebration at the house. And my bit that I was going to do that was too complicated, so I didn't do it, was I was going to do my own version of the Humpty Dance. Just like he was
hip hop is
doing.
dangerous, as we learned.
See, this is what happens when you let white people rap.
Yeah, I thought that was a great one.
I think everyone should know the Humpty Dance that well enough to
Hurt themselves while doing it.
Well, we have a special connection to the Humpty Dance, of course. It was used in the climax of Where's the Water, but
yeah,
which is what I still think of to this day when I hear it. But yeah,
I was also related heavily to that, just falling accidentally without any kind of warrant and breaking your goddamn foot. So I was a little triggered by that.
yeah, that looked like it hurt too. Like his leg was like fucking backwards.
Yeah.
I was like,
He
damn,
got
he
it.
got fucked up.
Real bad.
And again, like, it felt to me like in this one, in the other two, the actors were trying their best, but nobody really like stood out. In this one, I can name at
George
least a
Lopez?
couple. Say what?
George
Mhm.
Lopez. George Lopez.
Sure.
Sorry.
If you say so. All my friends call
I
me
say
the
so.
lowrider, but that's all I have to say about that. But what was
My
that?
friends call me Ai
Hey, cabrona, why are you cutting?
I can't do nothing. Sorry.
I know, huh? But what was I gonna say? I fucking hate George Lopez. But what was I gonna say?
Damn.
What was
We're
I
about to
gonna
have a
say?
fight. I'm about to pick Beverly Hills Chihuahua, motherfucker.
Fuck George
I
Lopez.
actually really hope you do, Matt, because I have a special like thing for that.
Motherfucker cheated
I
on
don't
his
give a
wife
fuck
after she
what he
gave him
does
a
after
kidney.
the
Fuck him.
Lopez. After George Lopez, after that show, he's untouchable. He can do whatever he wants. He still has the George Lopez show, or George
Okay.
Lopez, really.
Including looking
But-
like a scab.
Huh?
Including looking like a scab.
Yeah, he can look like whatever he wants.
All right.
Every
He's got-
single George Lopez.
He's got
bit-
He's got 3 to 4 seasons of a show under his belt that it will last forever and Nick at Night. So more than we can say.
Every single George Lopez bit is exactly the same. If you've heard one, you've heard them all. But this is irrelevant.
Have you heard Ernie though? What about
you seen the Blue Beetle?
Bonita?
Oh God,
Yeah,
he was in
fucking-
that. He was in
He
that.
was
But
a Blue Beetle. He has not done
but-
anything good since. But
my point that I was going to make is in this one, I felt like there were at least a couple of performances. Like Margot Martindale was a real standout to me. Like I thought she was a real like every scene that she was in,
100%.
she was killing it.
she always kills it. Have you guys? Seen
Yeah,
this?
I mean she's an absolute
God
treasure.
damn.
Like everything she's in,
So good.
she kills it. But
She's in a TV show on Prime that's only has one season. It's called The Sticky, and she is so fucking good in that show. I mean, it's about a maple syrup heist in Canada.
of course,
It is so fucking good, and she is so like she literally has like the best line, like the best like hit you with a fucking brick liner, you know. Like she just no nonsense bullshit. Somebody says something to her and she just fucking tears them down in a second. And I'm like, God, I love
I
you.
love it because she can be like the sweet kind of like, grandma role, but then also or like the mom role or then just be like super like, badass and tear somebody down kind of thing. But yeah, again, I think again there were moments of genuine like I think because it wasn't as focused on being such a star-studded like thing this time, they were able to concentrate on the stories more. That being said, tonally and like writing wise and everything, it felt exactly the same as the other two, which is interesting because this one had a different writer. The other two had the same writer. This one had three writers. None of them were the Catherine Fugit, the other writer. And I was, if you can believe it, ladies and gentlemen, I was worried that this would not live up to the standards set by the first two, the
Well, you got Gary
astronomical
Marshall
standards.
championing it. Like he knows what's what. He knows the
Yeah,
right themes and all
Gary
that shit.
Marshall
So
knows his sensibilities and how
he
to,
kind of can point people probably in the right direction.
yeah.
Especially
And,
after
and a
two
lot of
movies
these
in a
people,
row.
he
But
had worked with before. Obviously, Julia Roberts, Hector Elizondo, Larry Miller, a couple of them I think had been in some of the other ones as well. But yeah, so again, I also one thing that did get on my nerves um was just the Timothy Oliphant, his character was very inconsistent, I felt.
I did not like him at all.
Well, no, I didn't like him. I thought he was a dick, but also it was like there were at the beginning and the end of the movie, he was like a normal dude. But then, like for the entire middle chunk of the movie, he was just like the most obnoxious dickhead who just like with no self-awareness. And I'm just like, it's very contrived.
have
It
you ever
feels
been
like
in a
when he's
relationship with a man, Jackson?
say what?
Have you ever been in a relationship with a man, Jackson?
No comment.
Because maybe
Maybe.
maybe if we had an idea, we would know how bad we are as people. I'm just fucking.
One of the worst things about his character was towards the end, and they were in the like lobby of the hospital. He's like, "I'm gonna go check on the son," and like walks this way, and then they walk this way, and then the son comes that way, and then out of nowhere, like after they have their conversation, he just walks into frame from back from the way he went. And I was like, "So you didn't go check on your son? Your son was already out there because you're a terrible father that doesn't know where your kid is. You goddamn piece of shit." I was so angry with his character. I did not
No,
like him at all.
This man
no.
has an ex-wife, a new wife, and two kids to deal with.
He's
Give
taking
him
her
some
to
break.
Paris,
Give him some slack.
and that
Cut him
was
some slack,
Jennifer
man.
Aniston's dream.
He's got a
her
hot
whole
ex-wife,
life.
a hot new wife, and fucking two little boys he's got to deal with.
I was
give him a
incredibly
break. And
I
work,
was
whatever he does for work.
Whatever he does is once again
It makes enough money to support all that
justified.
shit. And
yeah.
with the,
I thought it was
that's all I gotta say.
incredibly. I thought it was. Yeah, he was incredibly obnoxious for most of the movie. Like where he was just the absolute. I was actually really mad when he's just like, can they spend half of Mother's Day with her because she's technically their new. And I was like, the brass balls on this motherfucker. But it just like he was. Of course, there has to be the Patrick Dempsey, like in Valentine's Day, like douchebag ex-husband or current husband or whatever it is in every one of these. But again, at least Patrick Dempsey was consistent in that movie. And this one, like Timothy Oliphant was like at the beginning, it annoyed me because at the very beginning and end of the movie, he was like a seemingly totally normal dude, very reasonable. And then like for the whole middle part of the movie, he was just the most like ungodly, obnoxious dickhead. I was like, how have
Men
they
have
gotten
their
along for
periods
13
too,
years
Jackson.
this well if he's this much of a dick? Because they keep emphasizing like we've been getting along for so long ever since we got divorced. And I'm like, if he's this big of a dick, how have you been getting along this well? I know I'm
He's
overthinking
been
it.
faking it.
Faking it till he's making it.
He's faking it till he's making it. He's got issues. This man's got issues. There are a lot of cut scenes with him dealing with other shit.
That's
He
what
went to
happens when
therapy.
you get shot. When you get shot in the desert by Cad Bane, that's just what happens to you. You get
He
a
had to
little
deal with
messed
Walton
up.
Goggins in between all this shit.
Very
They
true.
cut away from that.
Um,
No, I actually do agree. Timothy Oliphant's character was fucking crazy. I'm just trying to be funny.
no, I know, but I was thinking of
I
something.
agree though.
I was
But,
thinking of something. What was I gonna say? Oh, the damn clown at the party just giving like the
Oh,
most
yeah.
wisdom, like sage advice. I was like, okay, that came out of nowhere.
he knew to
Like,
spray Timothy Oliphant with the fucking thing.
he sure did.
He did. He knew. He was like, "Fuck that guy." Fuck you, buddy.
But yeah, again, all three of these, And Sam, I'm very happy to hear you say that because I know for Valentine's Day in particular, like you had some problems with that one. But I all three of these, I was expecting when I picked New Year's Eve, I was expecting it to just be like, oh my God, it's gonna be insufferable. And that one is very bad. But like all three of them, again, none of them are very good movies. But I just they hit the spot. You know what I'm saying? Like Gary Marshall just knows how to hit that fucking rom-com bone in you.
I do want to ask.
I was going to say this earlier, and I don't think I got this thought out. I just want to say this real quick. At the time, I think it's very easy to take these movies for granted. Like, they come out and you're like, whatever. They came out. I don't give a fuck. But now that there's not those kind of movies coming out, it's kind of like, oh man, I missed that shit. So I do agree with what you're saying.
That's a good point because I guess technically rom-coms still exist, but not like they used
Not
to.
in the way they did.
I mean, comedies in general are nearly extinct these days, but like, rom-coms in particular, I feel like there aren't that many. Certainly no enjoyable ones if there are any, but like yeah, Gary Marshall, of course, he invented a lot of the rom-com tropes that we know today, and he was very influential in the genre, and I think it's cool that even in these movies that aren't very good, they have like this level of enjoyability, that's just baked right in, like and. I also just love the fucking I don't know and like things that are like so silly but are so like here's a perfect example. The whole scene where the grandpa is driving, that's Chris Pine's dad, by the way, Robert Pine, who played Margot Martindale's husband.
Oh, shit.
But
Shouts.
what was I gonna say? Oh, but when he is driving the RV and like the brakes go out and he's like driving through the neighborhood and everything and it's chaotic, and then he reveals, "Oh no, see how hard was that? The brakes were fine." And and I said to myself, "You fucking crazy, like you fucking lunatic, you could have killed somebody." In most other movies, I would have said it like, "You fucking lunatic, you could have killed somebody." But here, I said it with the biggest smile on my face, like, "You fucking lunatic, you could have killed somebody." Because again, I was like, "It's dumb, but God, I'm having so much fun with it." Like that's these movies in a nutshell. It's just like you're smiling while you're pointing out how dumb it is. Like that's the charm of it to me.
Do you have a ranking for each of the three?
I was literally just about to bring that up. Yeah, what are you guys' rankings?
Valentine's Day, Valentine's Day. Actually, yeah, probably Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Valentine's Day is still the highest. Maybe talking about Mother's Day has like at first it was New Year's Eve and then Mother's Day. But talking about it, I was like, you know what? That's a close second. Valentine's Day is still with the first for me.
It goes Mother's Day, New Year's Eve, Valentine's Day. So,
I figured Valentine's Day would be your least favorite. You seem to really not like that one.
That's why I was like, I know Sam and I are on
the start of my
okay.
hatred towards your picks, Jackson, was
yeah, that one I at least understood. None of the others after that, I still don't understand any of those. Like, but what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, mine is the exact same as Matt's. It's Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, New Year's Eve, because of the three, again, I enjoyed all three, no question about it. Of the three, Valentine's Day and Mother's Day are like just average, mediocre kind of movies, that are enjoyable. New Year's Eve is genuinely like that is a like bad movie. I mean, I enjoy it like I do the other two, but just the script for that movie is an abomination.
For me, Valentine's Day, I saw that like when it came out, but it wasn't like when it came out. It was like on TV. And I thought I was going to hate the movie, but it just like, I was at my friend's house. His parents were watching it. Like the whole family was kind of doing that at dinner. So you just kind of have to watch it. And you know what? When I was watching it, I did not hate it. They've done that to me with two movies. It was that one and It's Complicated. I thought I was going to hate It's Complicated, and I actually liked that movie.
That's Alec Baldwin and Meryl Streep, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And I thought I was going to dislike it. I watched that with them because they put it on, and I was like, "Oh, this is fucking good."
I heard that's a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, all three of them very enjoyable. And in this one, I also just have to say, I was actually fucking laughing at Jason Sudeikis yelling at the ref during the soccer game, just like, "Oh yeah, okay, fine, I'm out of the game. I'm gonna drive to the fucking Lens Crafters and get this guy fucking prescription glasses or something."
It was on that day. Jason Sudeikis was standing on set on the side of a soccer game for women, and he was like, "Man, my wife is dead. What's the like equivalent to that? But she's alive. Oh, we're divorced. Huh? You know, I'm regimented, but I'm lovely. I've got a strained relationship with my kid, but it's okay because I'm kind of hip, and everyone seems to like me. That's a good TV show if we put it in England."
Yep,
I mean,
I think
literally
you're
the whole
right.
time I was watching this, I was like, this is his Ted Lasso character, low key. Low key. Like, he's too charming. That's the thing is, like, Ted Lasso is just charming. He is charming in as fuck in this. But also, he's got the traumatic past and the relationship he's got to deal with. And I was like, God damn, bro.
He is the tampon man.
And it's actually the right amount of time for him to have thought about Ted Lasso, like, you know, conceptualized it, and then brought it to fruition because that takes about like 5 or 6 years to even figure out. And low key, maybe he did because like think about it, Ted Lasso came out like what 2021,
2020, I want to say something like
yeah,
that.
even like closer. That's 4 years, so it took about a year to think
Damn,
about.
I guess you're right. 4 years. That's I can't believe that close.
So I'm thinking he was on that set that day and just went like, bing, and that's how we have Ted Lasso.
Mr. Sudeikis, if you wish to refute this, get in touch with us.
We would love to have you on the podcast and
Yes.
tell us how stupid we are.
I was gonna say your silence only admits the truth. Okay.
Your silence is deafening.
And again, Miss Aniston, if we're reaching out to people, I'm serious. It's
Jackson
not
Workman,
that bad when you give it a shot. I'll be
Jackson-
here for you when the rain starts to pour.
Jackson,
I've been there before.
Jackson, is your idol Charlie Day in Horrible Bosses? Is that who you strive
You
to
bet
be?
your ass he is. But I
Is
wouldn't
that who you
give to
strive
trade
be?
places with that man in that movie.
You wouldn't complain.
No, sir. Charlie Day's a psychopath for complaining in that movie, just for the record.
There was only 2 horrible bosses.
Oh, yes. 2 horrible bosses and, well, for
One
me
horrible
anyway. I don't
person
know about
in
for
real
everyone.
life.
But for me, one very great boss that I would love to have. And she was also in Jason Sudeikis in We're the Millers.
Yeah.
So
Good movie,
they are
too, yes.
reuniting from that in this as well.
100%.
Where are the Millers before this?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Very
That-
much before
That
this.
movie's old.
That's the thing is, I always thought Mother's Day was like a 2013, 2014 movie, and then when I saw it was 2016, and I realized we graduated high school that year, or at least Sam and I did. Like, we were like, I was like, what?
Well, I remember the trailer.
Jackson, I think you were a year before us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, you were, you know, like, we were like still, though, like, all hanging out doing movie nights. When this
Yeah, no, at
movie
that
fucking
point we
came
were
out
in
in
full
theaters.
blown. I remember this is the only one of the
So-
three that this is the only one of the 3 that I remember like when it came out in theaters.
I remember Mother's Day. I remember, or not Mother's Day. I remember New Year's Eve. I remember when that came out.
But yeah, I knew this one was definitely more recent because I actually remember when it came out. But
Yeah, no,
I remember
that's crazy.
Yeah, no, I can't like you saying that. Like the fact that this came out when we were still, I was in that apartment and we were doing movie nights and stuff is fucking insane. I can't believe that. But yeah, I think it meant a lot to me. We were gonna do another episode for this week, but I had to do the Mother's Day because it meant a lot to me to get the Gary Marshall holiday rom-com trilogy finished. Because you know I enjoyed all 3. I enjoyed talking about all 3, and again, these are all ones that like I'm very glad that I watched because you know they all just hit me right in the right spot when I watched them. I had such a fun time with all 3 of them. Honestly, yeah, and rip to Gary Marshall. He was a legend for sure. And to
It's a great way to wrap it out.
yeah,
The trilogy.
Penny Marshall was also the mom.
I was
of
literally
the
about.
opening.
She was the narrator at the beginning. Yeah,
Yep.
and rip to her as
So-
well.
Rip to the Marshalls.
All the
Jackson,
Marshalls.
You said you want a mommy to call you. I got the number right here.
Oh boy.
Can y'all read that?
Mm-hmm.
999
Oh. He's like the guy with the tattoos.
I'm dead. I'm dead. Let me take y'all on a tale. A tale of paranoia, a tale of anxiety, a tale of loving your mother but not wanting to see your mother, a tale of why therapy is horrible because therapists will betray you and stab you in the goddamn fucking spine, a tale of fallen soldiers and the repercussions of what happens with war and where
And broken families.
broken families. We got society in multiple different levels.
But not the Joker society.
We do not live in a society.
This
we are
is society.
the society. Exactly. We are going to bring forth what
America.
is a catapult of insane shit for as long as possible until it teeters out. Starting with the birthday boy stab man. Be prepared, be afraid. He is circumcised, and he only took 3 days to heal from that.
The second they said that, I said that is going to be a joke in the episode, and I can't wait for it.
My name, Beau Wasserman. I am here to tell you of the tales of tribulation, the going to see my mother. I just started taking a new pill. It doesn't really sit right with me. I'm living in an apartment. Spiders crawling around.
Is it rent controlled?
It is.
Good.
That's
the only reason.
I fucked up.
Rent control.
I don't know what I did, but I fucked up.
Turn your
It's too
damn
loud in my
stereo
apartment.
down.
I need to turn my stereo down, but it's too loud.
You fucking piece of shit. People are trying to sleep. You're
Honestly,
depriving
you
people of
inconsiderate
sleep.
fuck.
You
Sorry,
fucking
I'm
bitch.
sorry.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Truly.
What is wrong with you?
But where am I gonna go? I'm gonna go visit my mom.
No, you're
She
not.
needs to see me.
You
What
hate
happened?
her. You're not gonna go visit her.
My keys got stolen. Well, I can't help that my keys got stolen.
No, they didn't.
Someone,
You fucking liar. You
someone
fucking
can get
piece
into
of
my
shit.
apartment.
Liar.
I
You
don't know what to
goddamn
tell you.
fuck. You didn't lose your keys. You just don't want to see your goddamn mother, you
I mean,
whore.
I'm glad somebody said it. Honestly, this fucking guy.
I promise. I tried.
Motherfucker lost his keys. Who loses their keys?
Nobody.
Who doesn't have two
tried
sets of
buying
keys?
a second ticket after I missed my first flight. Okay, I tried buying my second ticket. I just
Okay,
And why did that
likely
work?
story.
There was a
Yeah.
shoe sticking out of my computer
Oh,
that I just couldn't see the screen well enough to buy the ticket, and then my card declined. I don't know what to do. Like, I got
you put in the number right, you dumb fuck.
$4. $4. That was barely was enough to cover the water that I was freaking out and needed to take because I didn't take my medicine with water.
If you can't cover the water, then why the fuck do you let the bathtub overflow, you cunt?
We'll get into that later.
Yeah, we
So
better.
I am on the quest to see my mom. And what happens right was when I'm about to start doing it, I get a phone call or I don't get a phone call. I try calling my mother. And who answers? UPS. Why the fuck is UPS answering the goddamn phone?
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader, to be specific. I don't know if you caught that, Jackson, the first time he was on the phone until
I didn't notice on the phone, but as soon as they cut to him on the news, I was like, what the fuck is Bill Hader doing here?
Also, I love that the part just, when you're on, if the UPS guy calls you, you just gotta hang up and make sure to call the same number again to make sure that it's definitely your mother.
Exactly.
Don't forget, just hang up. Maybe it's not your mom because you definitely didn't hit mom on your fucking phone.
And to that point, Mama's dead. I gotta go. I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do. I decide to take a bath to calm down.
A bath after what, though?
A bath after getting locked out of my apartment for a whole day because I went to go get that water and people got in through the phone book trap door. There's so much to explain. I can't even get to the goddamn point of this movie. There's so much to explain in the first 40 minutes.
Because I feel like if you jump between anything, people are confused. You can't.
I don't think you've even said the name.
possibly-
I don't think you've even said the name of the
Well,
movie.
I
yet.
will get to the name of the movie. We will get there. That is what I'm trying to get to. And so, my apartment is completely goddamn trashed. There's something in my microwave that I don't even want to see. It is foul.
Do not open.
I've seen this fucking movie 8 times, and I still don't know what it is in his microwave, and I want to find out. It really upsets me. But I digress. There's crack pipes in the bathroom. The fucking bed is torched. I decide to take a bath after finding my mother's dead. There's a dude watching me. So I freak out. I'm going crazy.
I have a quick question. Are you going to recap every single second
No.
of the plot?
Yes, yes, we are actually. Keep
Just
going.
the beginning.
Let's go.
We're going to be here for an hour.
I run out, get brutally stabbed by the birthday boy stab man, hit by a car, assaulted by a police officer who I cannot pinpoint who that is as an actor. I've been trying to figure it out this whole time.
Don't make me do it.
Yeah. And so then I am now stuck, and I must find my way to my mom's funeral. And on that journey, I meet a family. And this family is very supportive. Nathan Lane's my father now, apparently. And what happens with that journey? They got a daughter. Oh, okay. And what does that daughter do? She makes you smoke a lot of weed, and you're not allowed to cough.
Sam,
You
I have a
better
question.
take this shit. Take it.
Sam,
Take
Sam,
it.
I have
You
a
better-
question.
Jackson.
Yes.
What's
Jackson.
up?
Hey Jackson, I have a question actually for you really
Yes.
quick. Did you feel any like PTSD from this scene? Of like me, Sam, Andrew, and Max in the car and you being Beau? Like, do you not feel any PTSD from that at all?
No, because you never threatened to record and make up lies about me like they did. So
We didn't threaten it, we just did it.
No, this gave me flashbacks to your 21st birthday when you were trying to get me to fucking the entire night. But
Somebody said I went too far that night, and I said, you just don't know the history.
no, that was no.
You're smoking
But-
weed so strong, you start having visions of your past with your mother.
Well, Sam, real
and
quick,
everything that's going on.
I have a question for you.
What's up?
Have you ever gone on an odyssey to find your mother before?
I have actually.
Have you ever gone on an odyssey to find your mother on weed?
Well, I was literally about to ask how a car ride is for y'all. Have you ever been in a car ride? Have you ever been on a car ride on weed?
Oh, sorry.
And so, this is not
Wait,
good.
did you put the fucking Sam? Did you put the fucking picture of the seat over the picture of the fucking?
No, that's the shot of the movie.
Yeah, no, I know. Like,
Is it?
oh wait,
Yeah.
oh
He's in the car seat in that scene in the movie?
At first, yeah, and then he looks over and he's in the chair as a kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's freaking.
Man, I was gonna say really good editing, but like
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And so, what happens
Actually,
with
kinda
that?
wild scene.
You decide to run for your life because
Run,
this
Forrest,
dude
run.
named Jeeves is going to kill you. And then they're like, "Well, wait. We'll take you in the next day. We'll take you the next morning. Shit'll be fine." What happens? The daughter decides to drink paint. And what do I have for y'all today? Oh, that's not gonna pop up.
Are you drinking paint today, Sam?
I'm drinking paint today. It's not gonna pop up. I'm drinking
Sam is
paint
going to
today.
drink paint live on the podcast.
I am.
We have to
drinking
rename
paint.
this 2 for 2 after this one.
Apparently, oh,
God, some dripped in. All right, I actually drank paint. And so,
If you start vomiting, just let it dribble out of your mouth as
One
you
of these
continue.
days,
Matt,
Sam-
are you gonna drink paint with me?
No.
You
I want to drink paint with you.
so you can get high with me, but you won't drink paint with me? You
Wait,
pussy-ass
no,
faggot.
no.
And
Why?
then-
What? I don't know
what
what
have
you
you done
did.
to Sam? You've done to Sam.
I don't know. What?
You replaced my friend with a demon.
I don't know.
With a
I don't know.
demon.
Jeeves,
why'd you do
tear him
that?
apart.
I just
And so
start
you're on the
freaking
run.
out and just you
You're on
spaz
the
out and you
run.
run away. I'm glad that we all like adopted different roles in that scene.
We all knew what we needed to do in that moment.
All right, so now you are in the woods because you run so fast you hit a tree and knock yourself out. It's nighttime. You discover a maiden who takes
We haven't
you
even gotten to us talking about it.
to a play.
This is gonna last for 50 minutes.
What is that
Just
play
gonna-
about? That play is about your life. And
I cannot hear what the fuck
that
you were
play
saying.
is about your life. And so I'm gonna skip a bunch, and you get to your mother's house.
Now what happened?
Your mother,
No, I'm just fucking with you. Don't continue.
Patty
continue.
Lapone. Patty Lapone.
Her second appearance recently on this show
Exactly.
after State and Maine.
And she has a very dark reveal to you. Jackson, I'm sorry, I really am going through this whole movie. You don't know what's going on, but
Nobody is ever gonna know what's going on in this movie.
There it goes.
My son, what a beautiful boy! I have a birthday present for you today. What is it, Dad? Raid on Blu-ray. My boy.
That's gonna be our Father's Day. You have it on Blu-ray?
Oh my god!
My brother has it, and he lent it to me.
I'm the only one who doesn't have it. Now I'm fucking pissed.
All right.
Actually, I have none of Ari Aster's movies.
That is the end of my
Zero.
Okay, so this episode is going to be 3 hours long, just like Beau is afraid.
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Oh my
y'all. I
God.
had to take y'all on that journey.
And then let's
I
wrap
love
it up.
this
Just wrap it up.
movie.
Wrap it. Hey, wrap it up, B. Wrap it up, B. God
I
damn
would
it.
say it's go on a journey with me, B, because this is a true journey through life.
What happens at the end? You got us to the fucking ending. Basically, God damn it. Don't tease us. Don't tickle our distended balls, you cunt.
Well, since I could not find my Beau pajama bottoms, I couldn't do my other skit, which is my giant testicles. I was gonna pull up and out,
Hey, I'll pull out mine. They're real.
but your mother does not like you. She sentences
Well,
you
thanks.
to damnation
I
for
knew
being
that.
a horny boy. For being a very horny boy. And do you know what she went through to give birth to Beau and his potential twin brother? Do y'all know?
No.
Shit's foul. That
No.
shit is
I know what I went through when
Wow.
I delivered that $7 Discovery box from Taco Bell the other night. Is that the same?
I will leave the rest of the next few minutes to y'all because I have been talking nonstop for like 20 plus minutes and I apologize.
I can't wait to time that intro. That is the longest intro we've ever had in a movie. I
Well,
think it
at
was
least you
20
had the
minutes before you said
backgrounds
the
to
damn
back it
name
up.
of the movie.
You weren't, at least in it, you had the background, so it was worth it.
And I drank paint.
I couldn't possibly stop you
You
because
did.
I knew how
Yeah,
excited you were to
looking
get
for
to
art.
the bit. So
I just wanted to say the
Jackson,
title.
you take it away. Because I got a lot to say about this movie. I'm good. You go for it. You can shit on it if you want to, but you probably won't, I hope.
Yeah, I don't know your
Oh.
opinion, Jackson. This
But
is
if you
your
don't,
first
that's
time
fine. If you
watching.
do, that's fine.
Other
I do
than,
love how
I
much
do
of
want
it-
you to know real quick. Other than The Lighthouse, which I saw 6 times in theaters, this is the second movie I've seen the most in theaters, which was 5.
wow.
See, I saw Fast and Furious 5 times in theater. Fast 5. More than 5 times.
Damn.
I saw that like 6 in theaters.
Okay.
So I got you beat on
Um,
Fast 5. Go ahead, though, Jackson.
What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, I do love how much
Are you going to add to the humiliation?
I do I do love how much of a thing it's
Mother
become at
needs
this
to be
point
buried.
to the suspense for whether I'm going to shit on something or not. But I can say that this movie was interesting.
Okay.
I okay, so
Okay.
all
Interesting.
seriousness,
Now I'm
Better.
you
Better
had my
than
curiosity.
bad.
Now you have my attention.
all seriousness, I really enjoyed most of this movie. Um, the one problem, so obviously this movie's got a lot going on. It requires some thought. I think it's going to require a second viewing at some point.
Yes.
But my initial opinion, the only problem I had with it was too long. It easily could have been a good 20 minutes shorter, maybe a
Oh,
little
about that.
more.
What part would you
That
cut? That's the issue. There's nothing I can cut from this.
I
I
can
can
tell
only
you
The boat
exactly.
ride at the end.
It's not even about cutting. It's just like certain parts of the movie are too long. Like every just about every part of the movie is important, but certain parts go on for too long.
The only
The
thing I could cut is the boat ride at the end. Like, just goddamn, get him to the fucking area. We don't need the
Yeah,
whole.
and
That's
like
the only one though
a
that I
lot
have.
of the part, a lot of the fun,
Everything
like
else is good.
the two main parts that went on too long for me were the final confrontation with the mom at the house. I thought that went on just a little bit too long. Could have been a bit shorter. Um, and the absolutely the middle part where he's watching the play. That again,
I knew that would be.
I did not
That
mind
was such a brilliant. Like, that's where I thought that would be the part I would think that too. But like, honestly, it's such a like the way it's shot.
I agree
The
with
fucking
you.
shot where he walks in and she's setting up the picture on the wall and she turns to him and her face is just painted over.
I agree. I
I took
agree.
a I took a picture of that and I zoomed in on her fucking face. You can see a smile and like the weird fucked up texture and I was like and you can see eyes and a dot for the nose. And I was like very faintly and I was like Jesus Christ. But I just happened to take a picture of that one scene and zoom in.
I
And I was like
agree.
god
I
damn
think
that's
that
fucked.
part is I really like what they're going for. I like a lot of that scene. I just thought it went on for too damn long. I'm like 15 minutes? Does this need to last 15
We
minutes?
needed
And so okay,
uh
so I want to
Michael
throw this out there.
Gandolfini, okay? We needed Michael
Can I
Gandolfini.
yes. Can I throw this out there as a possible like connection to a previous movie we've seen
Yeah.
that has a section that goes on too long that illustrates the passage of time? Last Temptation of Christ.
It is not dissimilar to that. It is similar.
Because like you have to go through this whole 15-minute scene. You almost get reintroduced to the entire movie by the time you get back to him just standing there like, what the fuck? And you kind of feel like you've lived a whole life. And you see him old, and like I think that honestly that's where I'm like, okay, that scene is worth the 15 minutes because
Okay,
you
but I
need to
didn't
be
like
like
that part of the Last Temptation of Christ either. So
see,
Jack,
that's
what do
where
you think of the scene
I
between
agree. The thing
Paul and
is, I
Romeo?
didn't love that part, but I agreed. I saw why they had to do it,
no, again,
and so I see why they had to
in
do
both
this one.
movies, I get what they're trying to do, but in both movies, it goes on for too damn long and is not necessarily. Again, like I
And the third
appreciate what
movie I
they're.
can think of is Stalker, but that one is the whole movie.
Well, to me, well, every second of that movie
Because
is worth.
Stalker,
Every second
because
of that
Stalker is like
movie,
one of those you have to break it up. You know,
every
like
single second of that movie is justified to me. But like, but again, that's it. Like, just really a couple parts of the movie I thought went on a little too long, and were a bit too meandering. But other than that, honestly, I had a blast with this. Like, I went into this open-minded, but not sure.
I I thought you
Shit I
would
was
like it when I
hearing.
was watching this. I was like, Jackson's gonna at least like the
I heard
opening because the
almost
opening is
nothing.
killer, right?
I
Like
heard I heard almost nothing but bad things about this when it came out. Everyone that I trusted was saying it was a self-indulgent, pretentious piece of shit, and that it was not going to
not
be a
the
good.
opening, at least the like the first, goddamn, like when he's
Like
like walking through and
the
everyone's
only
going crazy.
person, the
And
only
he's
person,
gonna run, like,
yeah, the only person I
sorry, I'm
really
sorry.
knew who liked it was my brother. It's like one of his favorite movies, but everyone else, like, so I was curious. I wasn't thinking it was going to be something I was going to like, but then I kept waiting. I'm like, okay, like when is it gonna go off and then we were like an hour and a half into the movie and I was like, I'm loving this. I'm fucking with this like hardcore. I was like, this is my exact brand of like absurdist dark comedy kind of, it felt like a Yorgos Lanthimos movie to me a lot, and that's my exact like, thing that I'm into.
I have one thing to say. So Nathan Lane and goddamn, I'm forgetting
Amy
her name.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Yes, Amy Ryan, who plays Jan in fucking Only Murders. Both of them are in Only Murders in the
Oh, I
Building.
didn't know that.
That's cool.
And I'm like, I swear to God, every Only Murders person has like starred with another Only Murders person because Richard Kind is also in Only Murders in the Building in the new
Wow.
season.
Okay.
And so
I
the
have a
labyrinth
very,
keeps moving
I
with
have
the
a
Only
very
Murders cast just being insanely huge, but also all of them being working people. However, I have to say, goddamn, Nathan Lane and Amy Ryan play such the perfect creepy
I
yet
know.
welcoming couple. Like you're not at first, like when I first I want to say this because I haven't said this yet. When I saw the movie, it was the same the first time. We saw it at a red cinema, and him and I had a very elaborate plan for this movie. Very elaborate indeed. We had shrooms, acid, and an edible all teed up. But I think for both of us at least, right? Or was that just me?
I don't remember. I will not confirm or deny. I will not out myself in any way,
I don't
situation.
give a fuck.
I
Okay,
know
you
people who
pussy
watch
ass.
this.
This is
You
all
pussy ass.
hypothetical. We're all just we're joshing
Yeah.
around here.
No, we're not joshing
No,
around, this McCarthy
I forgot to take my
motherfucker.
Zephyrfill without water. Let's just say that.
No, I'm not McCarthy. I'm Nancy
Okay.
Reagan.
I
Well,
forgot to
we
take
got
my
a pussy
Zephyrfill
ass
without
bitch in the
water.
corner over here who won't admit to anything being he won't be admit to being cool, I guess.
Just say no.
Anyways, so we go to this theater, right? In Reds. And there is this one art house theater in the very back that is super fucking small. It is compact, the screen is not big, and you're kind of fucked on leg room and arm room because it's not a recliner movie theater on that art house room. And that is where Beau is Afraid was being played. And of course, we think, okay, Beau is Afraid, not gonna be super popular on its like opening fucking weekend or like second to opening. Yeah, I think it was like the second weekend.
It was the 28th of April, which
Yep.
is
And
the
so we
2
go
year
in there.
anniversary. We are rolling up on the 2 year anniversary of that.
Yep. So we go in there, and goddamn, arm to arm, strangers, packed, fucking can't move. Screen super small.
Barely were
You
able
can
to
smell
sit next
everyone.
to each other.
Somebody, a group of people came in with a blanket and like a whole thing set up, and they saw everyone in there, and they walked out to like put the blanket back in their car because they realized we can't do this shit like in this packed ass theater. That's how packed it was. Of course, we still stand by our mission. And so the whole time, I am tripping balls, whether it be on shrooms, acid, or the edible, which I took in increments, and because you take shrooms in the beginning, you take acid halfway through, and then you take your edible at the very end, and that's what we did. And by God, can I say this? Not once during that movie did I feel like I was tripping. I didn't feel like I was on anything. I thought I was just watching the movie. Then the fucking lights come on at the end, and it's like, and you gotta stand up, and you're like,
You're transcended by God.
and yeah. So I will say this about this movie is, that is when I saw it the first time. This time I took a shit ton of edibles and watched it. That was a whole different scenario. I got to appreciate it differently because I was like anxious like Beau half the movie because I'm just like shoulder to shoulder with a random person who doesn't know I'm about like ingesting fucking shrooms and acid and like edibles the entire time. But you know, the second time was a lot better. I learned a lot more, but also it's I liked it a lot though. The
I'm
ending I think hit harder for me with him on the in the boat because I didn't like that as much the first time, but the second time this time I liked it more.
That seemed like honestly like a well, here's my thing. I pretty much thought that was gonna be how it ended. Like once we got to that last part, I was like, okay, they're gonna end it here.
They show it at the very beginning.
Yeah,
With
the lady
the
comes in,
town,
the kid's playing with the boat. Yeah.
it flips over. And then they
But
get the dude to jump, who is like his lawyer.
what did I
It's a
say?
fucking
Um
crazy movie.
oh,
And then
but my thing was I thought for a lot of the movie, I thought the ending was gonna be this is all just a like side effect hallucination because he didn't take water with his fucking medicine and it was just going to be like a trip he was having basically, which I'm still like kind of halfway convinced it may have been, but
I can see that because he technically drowns and you need water to drown.
yeah,
Yeah.
so like the water basically ended it, so or something, I don't
Yeah,
know.
there's something there, I
For
think,
a
with
lot of
that.
the movie, that's what I thought.
I
I
don't
was
disagree
like,
with
okay,
that.
they're setting this up like because that's never mentioned again. The whole like he just takes the thing. They make such a point of always take it with water, and he doesn't. And he's looking up the side effects, and then supposedly nothing ever happens to him, and that's never brought up again. So to me, I'm like, that's what this whole thing was. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But either way,
Everyone, I just want you to know, Jackson, everyone who's a character in this movie that interacts with him is an actor who is working for his mother.
well, that's something I was gonna ask because
That
I
is for sure confirmed
noticed
at the end of the movie.
I noticed on the collage of his mom's face, Nathan Lane is one of the
Right
people.
there. Yep.
I saw that like
The tattoo
immediately.
man that is there,
Yeah,
Nathan
yeah,
Lane
yeah.
is there, Parker Posey,
And I'm
who I
just
don't
like,
believe
Bring
is
here
that
the
girl
tattoo
on the
man up at the
news.
end too, with the whole like using it against him and shit. So it's like,
so the whole thing, I
The big
guess,
thing I'm trying to
was an elaborate way of like
so
trying to incriminate him. But
I'm trying to
honestly,
figure out
holy
the
shit, she fucking God bless it. I just realized this. Amy Ryan writes the fucking note saying, "Don't stop incriminating yourself." She was
it's all
trying
the
to fucking
drama.
help him.
yep,
Oh, I just realized that. Wow.
yep.
I have a
Okay, see,
very
that's one of those.
small side tangent, but have y'all heard about the new table reading of the original script of Star Wars, where Richard Kind is Darth Vader?
No, that sounds great
That
though.
sounds amazing.
Fred Melamed
Richard
is
Kind has
Obi-Wan
gotten so
Kenobi.
much recognition. I'm
I
so
love
happy.
Richard Kind. He's such an underrated
It's
actor.
him and Fred Melamed as Obi-Wan, and I'm just like, I want to see this.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Luke,
Oh,
I'm
that's
your
great.
father.
Oh
He
my
was
God. So, do you guys watch the John Mulaney show on Netflix?
no.
He
But
is
I know
he's
he's the
got an
sidekick
outfit.
on there.
Yeah. And
That's just
in a
wild.
recent episode, they made a joke. Like it opens with like a text, and it's like, "We just want to let you know, Richard Kind has recently hit his head, and he now thinks he's Gene Simmons, front man of Kiss. So we apologize if that's how he acts tonight." And the entire night, he acted like Gene Simmons.
That's awesome.
Honestly, he had the best Gene Simmons like impersonation ever. It was
The thing
so
about
spot on.
The thing about Richard Kind, like the thing you think of when you think of him is like, you know, for me it's like Bing Bong. He's just like the good-natured like, Richard Kind, lovable guy, but he has got so much range that people don't recognize. Like in this movie,
As in this movie,
in
yeah.
this movie he plays like a real like, asshole character in this.
I mean, just over
And
the phone when he's like,
I know
"When are you gonna come home?
you're
When are you
embarrassing
gonna
yourself,
stop
Beau.
Bury
wasting?"
your mother.
Yeah, like we're waiting on you,
Just don't
Bo.
add to the humiliation.
Like I love it. Like
Don't add to the humiliation, Beau.
Bo,
But
yeah.
I do
but
wonder.
yeah,
Do
but I
y'all think
gotta
the? Oh, sorry.
say what, Sam?
Do y'all think the people in the woods doing the play are workers?
I have to assume everybody is. I mean, like, I have to
Because
assume.
the dude who was following him the whole movie, who blows up, he was.
I thought that was the funniest shit because I thought that worked on a couple levels. That the whole scene where the homeboy comes in and starts shooting up a theater.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's why I was like, okay, this works on two levels at least.
Yeah, but
Because he definitely shoots up a whole fucking theater.
yeah, he does. He blows up somebody with
Yeah.
fucking dynamite.
And it's like graphic enough to be like, okay, this is supposed to be a
When Matt and I
metaphor for
watched
some
this
theater shit.
in theaters, when the fucking butterfly dude reaches into the speaker and pulls out just a fucking pistol, I gasped so loud.
I look because okay, so one thing I noticed that like because at first I was like, why the fuck? Like, of course you're thinking like, okay, this is just whimsical. Like, of course they have guns. This time, I noticed in the first scene when Beau's like going to his apartment, there is a a gun shop on the side of the road called Guns Aplenty. So it's very obvious that everyone has access to guns in this like
World, yeah.
universe. And so I went, okay, that whole joke just got like explained for me in like 1 second
I
of
do
just
have a
I'm sure there are so many things that if I watch it a second time, I'm going to notice that I didn't the first time, that there's going to be so much more context. But one thing I have to say is the entire cast. I knew a few of the people who were in this. Like Joaquin Phoenix and Patty LuPone were pretty much the only people I knew who were in it. Everybody else was pretty much a surprise. And you should have seen my face when Nathan fucking Lane showed up in this movie. I got so that was like you when Eddie Deason showed up in Critters 2. I was so
like he's
fucking
barely in the movie, but also he is so good in the movie. Like,
he's
yeah, I
so
will agree.
good.
Nathan Lane kills it.
And he's
Also,
got
I want to shout out what's his face? I can't remember his name. Fuck me. Who plays the war
Jeeves.
PTSD dude? They're huh?
Denis Menochet from
Yes, Andy
Inglourious
Miche from
Bastards.
yes, exactly, yes. I did not know it was him until the credits rolled, and I saw his name, and I went, "Who the fuck was he in the movie?" Because I
It
didn't
took me a
recognize him.
minute, but I recognized him after about 5 minutes, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's the dude from Inglourious Bastards!"
He is so
Wow.
good in this too, though. Like,
Yeah.
I have a question for both of y'all, which ties into my favorite of it. Which of the four segments, and I'll label each of the four, is y'all's favorite? His apartment, Nathan Lane and Jane's house, the woods, and then his mother fallout. Where would y'all
the
put
opening
those?
completely. Like, I honestly, that whole opening, like
Where
the
else
whole
would you get writing on the wall that says "Hail Satan, shoot dope,
exactly. There's just so much
kill
going
children,
on.
fuck the Pope"?
Yes, there's so much going on. Like, fuck the Pope.
Death
I
by
wrote that in my
anal,
notes. I wrote that in my notes.
murder by
Relevant.
fuck.
Relevant.
Yeah, no, like I will say that opening is like literally the like end all be all openings of movies, honestly.
Well,
People should strive to that like level of like you want to know more after the like he could have literally stopped doing shit and I still would have paid attention for about an hour.
so here's my thing. Like, I I guess I would say the opening. I loved the section at Amy Ryan and Nathan Lane's house so much. I just got so much enjoyment out of that. So it's
It's
kind
so
of like
funny
a
when he calls
close,
him like brother and is my
yeah.
Well,
Well,
'cause,
oh my
yeah,
God, guys,
that's like a
guys, guys, when Nathan Lane, in the middle of talking normally in a sentence, just said, "What's up, my brother?" I absolutely lost my shit. He did it a
he had
couple of
the
times
funniest lines.
where he says like, don't worry, we'll go tomorrow, my man. I was like,
yeah.
He was like, "I'm gonna give him his medicine. If you hear him screaming, he's just asleep." Like
Well,
that's one of
because
my
like
favorite. In the whole
am
thing.
I wrong? Does he not work with like kids, low key?
He's a doctor. Well,
he's a
no,
surgeon.
because
Yeah.
his main doctor is an older man who fell and broke his head
So
open.
I guess it's just because he's uncomfortable with him being his son.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny because I remember it was about maybe 7 to 10 minutes into that part of the story where it dawned on me. I'm like, oh, I see exactly what's going on here. They're replacing him as their son. And there was a lot after that, but I still felt like I realized it too late because I felt like it was pretty clear. But so that again, that was
Also, can we shout out to Nathan Lane's line read of which I don't think a lot of people can do this line read correctly. You know, I don't want to be too forward, but I noticed that your balls are distended. Like the only Nathan Lane can like give you that line read with like such nuance. It's like funny, but like
yeah.
like the way he just says it is like I don't know. I love
Because
it.
like
It's
when we got to that part of the movie, when Amy Ryan came in, I was like, "Hey, okay, cool. I didn't know you were in this." When Nathan Lane came through that door, I lost my shit. I was like, "Okay, now the movie has started. This is a party now."
My
But
other bit that did not work out, I was gonna throw up onto my laptop and put like a screen because when he just,
oh, that took me off guard. That was good. The
I'm
actress
so
who played the
sorry. I
daughter
threw up.
was really good.
So the thing that bothers me in this movie, which I'm sure should bother us all, is Joaquin Phoenix's character being so like fucking timid half the time. You're like, just god damn it, stick up for yourself.
Yeah, but that's the point, and it
This
does a good
yeah.
job of making
I'm gonna
him
throw
that
this out
character.
there. I'm gonna throw this out there. Trying to figure out a way to articulate this correctly.
Oh Lord.
Specific. This is like Forrest Gump in like an acid nightmare. If he wasn't cool,
Honestly, that is the best description of this movie I think I've ever heard.
really? Okay, cool. Because like
That's
I
perfect.
don't want to be like yeah, like literally, it's like because you feel bad for him, but like there's that part where he runs. He's got a girl,
What I love is
and
like
also arguably, wait, arguably when he has sex with that girl, he kills her.
Arguably, he definitely does.
No, I mean
Oh,
Forrest
you
Gump.
mean for?
That's
Well,
what
you're
I'm.
not wrong.
I mean,
You are not wrong at all.
so
He dies right afterwards in both movies. You are exactly right.
that's why I love
And there's also a war veteran in both movies who is around him a lot of the time.
traumatized.
exactly. So like that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm gonna put that out there, and then I'm just
Why
gonna let that lie.
That's
But
why I love watching this
Elaborate
movie
more.
because you can watch it and dissect on a very small part. Like I spent one watch to out myself again at tripping. Um just dissecting his balls and how they are the representation of porgs from the Star Wars universe, and the porgs from the Star Wars universe are the testicles that Joaquin Phoenix has in this movie. I shit you not, one of my reviews from like
Wait,
2023
I'm okay. So Sam,
dove
are you
in.
telling me you did? Okay, so Sam, I want to pause on a second. You're telling me you prepared everything for this Beau's Afraid thing. You didn't prepare an image
Of the
comparison
porgs.
of Beau's testicles and the porgs.
That's
You
where I
you did
fucked up.
everything else, but you just like because I want to like right now I'm like I want to see this.
I was too afraid. I needed to bust through that
Oh,
bag to
but
learn that I could
you
have
are
the balls to put Porgs and Joaquin Phoenix's testicles on our screen.
no, because you put one on one shoulder, one on the other shoulder. You just balance them.
or at the very least, have the testicles on the penis monster be porgs or something like that.
Oh, that would have
Oh,
been
see, now we got porgs and testicles we got to do.
now you're about to make me Photoshop this before this episode's over.
Sam's
I
gonna
mean,
be
hey,
real
we have
quiet for the
time.
next 10
We have
minutes.
plenty of time. We can just throw this over us talking.
Yeah, but what was I gonna say? Oh, but to go back to your points earlier, um,
Porgs.
the the opening is honestly like because again, I was very skeptical going into this, and the opening part, I was like, by the time we got about, I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes into that opening, I was like, okay, I don't want to call it too soon, but I think I'm really going to enjoy it because it was so well staged. Again, to
From the
me,
dead body in the street in the
it was
car.
It was
so
like it all made like it yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not
well. I was just going to say everything was just like so precisely staged and so fuck. The cinematography in this movie is fucking amazing. I just have to say, so many great shots. I just love again. I feel like, and maybe I'm not caught up, but I just feel like in recent years it is way rarer to see this kind of like balls to the wall, absurdist, surreal, dark humor done like this. I just, Yorgos Lanthimos does it still a lot, but like he's one of the few. And it was my exact cup of tea. I just loved so many funny things. I just loved the whole like, just go with it. It's not supposed to make sense. It's supposed to be crazy kind of thing. And just him fucking, um, just everyone going up into his fucking apartment. The circumcised killer guy just running around
Yeah.
killing everybody and shit. I
Hey,
just
shout out to we have to identify people as circumcised or uncircumcised. We have to start doing that. Shout outs.
yes. And
Um,
so yeah, that whole section of the movie, one of my favorite parts, honestly, when he's in the bathtub, that fucking pan up to the guy on the ceiling. That
The
was so
the
good.
drips
and
coming
then
down
him
like,
freaking out because of the spider.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you see him
But
just slowly
okay.
like trying to get up out of the water, and then he slips, and then it just
Yeah.
So
and then
can
he's
I say
floating
this
through that
though?
glass.
So I will say this. There is this is based on a tweet I saw for sure, but I agree with it wholeheartedly, and I want to broadcast it because I agree with it. There's a very few directors nowadays, and Ari Aster is one of those few who is not afraid to like make movies set in contemporary times and like not like shy away from that.
He's
Um,
definitely going to do that with his next one.
Paddington.
Exactly. That's why Eddington is going to be the next one. But even this one, when I saw it, I was like, yeah, like this
We
very
are
much feels
going
like
to
somebody trying to
Eddington.
make sense of what we're going on, in our current times.
Yeah.
Because like again, the opening scene to me, there are times like so I sent Sam a fucking Snapchat the other day. Um, I was at a stoplight and I see this homeless dude, with a sign, and that's normal. But then I look over at his book bag, and there is a fucking machete sticking out of his book bag. I have it on video. I sent it to Sam. I have it saved.
I need to
I'll
see
fucking
this.
send it to you for the podcast because I don't give a fuck. Like it, and I wish I had panned because okay, so I have the video of the machete. Like, oh my God, like what the fuck? Why does this dude just have a machete in his book bag? The car in front of me had a bumper sticker, and that bumper sticker read, "Big Dick Back in Town." And I swear to God, if I didn't feel like I was in Beau's Afraid in that moment, like honestly.
Well, here's something I will say, kind of in the same vein, as what you're trying to say. One thing this movie is very good at that I noticed is like nailing a lot of it did feel as surreal and crazy as so much of it was. There are just like little moments in the movie to me that like just are so realistic and ring so true. In particular, like Beau's mannerisms and what he goes through. Like as a very socially anxious, awkward person, there are just moments that I recognized in this that I'm not used to seeing done so realistically in movies. Just like, the part where he comes out of his room and the daughter is on the couch and he's just like I'm sorry. I'll give you back your room if you want. No, you're gonna keep your room. He's like, I'm sorry. Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And
I'm
he
sorry. I don't know.
doesn't
I'm
go to
sorry.
the
I'm just
bathroom.
like you just
And he doesn't
in
go
those
to the
moments you
bathroom.
just don't know what to say. You're trying to be polite, but you don't know what to say, and all those kinds of things. It felt so real to me. Just like there were moments like so many moments like that in the movie where I'm just like, okay, like I appreciate that. I feel like I don't see that often. But
To, to
so you're kind of right in that. I don't know. He kind of does have his finger on the pulse of like. I don't know, kind of real current, like he pays attention to what's going on around him, I guess. Um,
Yeah. I
two
mean, like,
things that I love is the shot when he gets locked out of his apartment and he freaks out and it turns and then oh my God, sorry, he's trying to get up on top of he's trying to watch Gone with the Wind on VHS, which is right where I'm standing. um and it like turns and then it like becomes nighttime as it goes on and the lights like slowly come on. Absolutely love that moment. And then later when he realizes that his mother wasn't actually dead because he recognized the one person who truly raised him, right? Her birthmark on her hand. And
that was such a fucked up scene too, when she's like, she volunteered for
weird.
it. The amount of money that I gave her, her family quit her, like
That is
I was
why
like,
I need.
God damn.
Do you think Parker Posey volunteered to die but if Beau committed the unforgivable act of sleeping in his mother's bed, or do you think she was a robot, or do you think that she was drugged and killed by Mona via the cocktails,
So, okay, so I have a weird thought.
or did his nut explode so forcefully into her that she died because he had never
yes,
came in his life?
I think
that's
I
what
think
I think.
that's what I think. Like she showed up, his mom didn't expect her to show up. She expected to show up and just rub it in his face. She showed up and then they had sex, and the fact that he has never came before in his entire life just shot into her and she just fucking
Scariest O face I think I've ever seen in
That
film.
was pretty. So here's what I thought was going to happen. I thought it was going to go a completely different direction because they were just focusing on him, and I was like, we haven't cut back to her face in a minute. Like, and I had my own theory about what it was going to be. I didn't think she was going to die. I was like, oh wow, what the fuck? She's dead. Like that's crazy. But yeah, I think again, like so much of it just again, I had my problems with certain parts of it going on too long, but for the most part, like again, particularly the first half of the movie, I was really, really fucking with it. I wasn't questioning it, like, I was like just rolling with it, just like, all right, I want to see where this goes. I'm having a fun time, we'll get there when we get there to the end, we'll see where it's going. And even in the parts where, I thought it was going on to like the middle part with the play, even though I thought that went on too long, I really appreciated the way that was shot, the visual style. I thought that was so well done, so creative. The whole movie was so creative, just so like, you know, visually striking, just like wacky and insane. I really appreciate what he was going for there. To me, it was nice because Ari Aster, I now having seen this, I've seen all his movies, and um, I feel like to me, I've been convinced for a while, like, maybe he's just a one-hit wonder because I loved Hereditary. Hereditary's a masterpiece. Midsummer absolutely bored me to tears. I fucking did not like that movie whatsoever. And then just the word on the street about this one wasn't the best. But now having seen this one, I'm like, okay, now I like, respect you a lot more again because most of this really worked. And even the parts that didn't, like, I appreciate the swings that you took. You know, like I can't think of another movie I've seen quite
It
like
was
this,
supposed to be. It was supposed to be 4 hours long,
I
and
know.
I want the Beau big balled
All right.
edition. All
The
right,
extended edition.
yeah, the extended
Yeah.
edition.
And also I have to say, as far as the casting went, someone we haven't mentioned yet is Stephen Henderson, who, as the
The
therapist, who
fucking
for
piece of
Oh
shit.
my God, yes.
I
yeah,
was actually worried because I went
He's
home
so fucking good.
yeah,
after
yeah.
seeing this the first
Yes,
time.
I
I just
agree.
went
Yeah,
home. I had
100%.
never been to therapy before, and I looked at Stuart and I was like, I never want to go to therapy now. Looking at this. And
First of all, he's one of those actors to me who just makes everything better for
I
being.
mean, hey man, as long as your mom doesn't have enough money to say it's worth every penny when talking about killing somebody,
There you
I
go.
think you're fine.
There you go.
Like
You
you might
should be
not.
okay.
Yeah, because like I don't know, like we were saying, this is a Mother's Day movie, and the mom, like her, I don't know.
another small joke we didn't talk
Fuck.
about was the tattooed dude always burning his mouth on hot shit because it happened twice, and he just would scream and throw it down. But I
But
love that moment when he like focuses on his eyes and you just see Beau booking it down the street and the tension
Yeah.
and everything
The
builds up.
tension throughout this was incredible. Like there were a lot of moments in the movie where I was very anxious, very just like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? And also the shit, I fucking called it. I knew as soon as that scene happened with the twin going up into the attic, I was like, okay, it looks like he has a twin brother. And then I wasn't sure if they were gonna confirm it or not, but by the end, I'm like, yeah, he's been locked up in the
But
attic all this time. But
what do y'all think about the fact that in the forest when they were all freaking out and Jeeves was shooting them all and he was running, you get a shot of the old Beau in the top, like meditating still. Is
I
that still
didn't
Beau?
I didn't catch that.
Oh, it could still be Beau.
I honestly didn't
No.
catch that either. But I was also again,
Again, a
I,
second watch.
Inebriated.
I don't think I can watch this sober.
A second watch is definitely in order. I'm sure there are many things I'm going to notice.
There's just so
But
many facets.
apparently early on in the therapist's office, there's a cut that happens like in between Stephen Henderson asking him the question and Joaquin Phoenix answering or something. And like allegedly that's like when he makes the confession that we hear on the tape later about how he feels about his mom. So again, stuff like that I would like to go back and see again. And yeah, there was yeah, just there's so much in this. Like this is just a not only a first viewing perspective, but a I just watched this today and haven't had 24 hours to process. I'm sure because again, I just remembered that scene with Amy Ryan. Like again, I'm sure there's so much other stuff.
Turn to channel 78.
So yeah.
And she's fucking showing him that they're watching him. God
Yep.
fucking
Then
damn.
you got to think about it, Jackson.
Yes.
He sees the ending of the movie before the last
Last,
4
yeah.
minutes even
Yep.
happen.
Yep.
Yep.
That's
He's
absolutely
already condemned. He's already.
I'm glad that
convicted.
you're. See, when I watched this, I texted Sam and I said, I think Jackson will like this movie.
You were right. I mean, honestly,
I was like,
I really
watch this.
really
Will.
enjoyed it a lot.
So I'm glad you did.
In spite of some of the problems I had in the second half, I really, really thoroughly enjoyed this movie. And I really wasn't expecting to, but honestly, it's like I don't quite get why this. I mean, I guess I get it because Ari Aster to me, it's funny because there are a couple of filmmakers now. The Safdie brothers are also in this group where their filmmaking style is just very, very polarizing, where they can make a movie. Because with the Safdie brothers, like, I absolutely hated Good Time. That is one of the only six movies I've ever walked out of in the theater. I hated it,
You
like,
never finished it either.
with a passion.
Do you even like, did you, out of curiosity, did you look it up to like read what the ending was?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah.
Unless you did that. That's
It sounded dumb, but
That was the night I outed myself to my mother that I had taken
as a what?
that I had taken LSD.
Oh, okay.
oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say that you outed yourself as a hero support from Sky High, but
No, he
uh,
just confirmed that he is crazy and that she can admit him to a hospital whenever she wants.
Yeah.
oh
That
well, now you're gonna have to worry about that, Sam. Now she is gonna try to,
that she was wrong to not
No,
put me.
she could have done that years ago.
oh, well, she did. Good point. Good point. But what was I saying? I completely forgot. Oh,
It's a
yeah.
new discovery.
So,
A
but
new movie that you will watch.
I hated Good Time. But so, and I walked out of that movie. It's one of the only movies I've ever walked out of. But then I absolutely fucking loved Uncut Gems and had the exact opposite feeling about that movie. But it's funny because both times I noticed a lot of people really liked Good Time. And then I remember when Uncut Gems came out, a lot of people were saying about that movie what I had been saying about Good Time, like all the same complaints. And I was like, okay. I guess they're just filmmakers who their filmmaking style is it's going to hit half of people this way and half of people the other way, just based on what direction they go in with that movie. And I think Ari Aster is kind of the same because it feels like all three of his movies, to one degree or another, have been kind of polarizing. Because most people that I've heard of like Hereditary, but there are a lot of casual people I know who do not like that movie at all. It's got
Hereditary's
like I think an F
Shout
surface
out, shout
score.
out to Meet the Johnsons. I think
Hell
that,
yeah. Okay.
yeah, shout out. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the movie, right, Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah, Meet the Johnsons. Shout out to that.
Which one is that?
Jackson, you
It's
don't know what the
one
fuck
of
we're
his
talking about now.
first
No, I
things.
sure don't.
It's his first short movie. It's on YouTube. You can look it up. It's like 30 minutes ish, maybe a little less. It's so fucking good. Shout out to Meet the
Okay.
Johnsons.
Okay. But
Hereditary is honestly on my bottom of his list, so that's where it's just like
Hereditary, you said?
Is on the bottom, yeah, Sam's. For me, it's like in the middle. Like I do like Midsummer a lot, but I think Hereditary hit more with me. So maybe
Hereditary is a fucking just straight up masterpiece. I mean, in my opinion, it's one of the greatest horror movies ever made. But like,
Beau's on my list. I think Eddington is gonna take. I hope
but
Eddington.
but this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like again, we probably all have different Ari Aster rankings because again, he's just one of those filmmakers who like I think his work is inherently just like it either hits you in the right way or it doesn't, just based on his filmmaking style, kind of. So yeah, I easily could have gone one way or the other with this thing. I know my brother will be very pleased that I like this because he loves this movie to death. It's like one of his favorite movies.
that's great.
He's a massive Ari Aster fan in general. So, but yeah, I thought, Sam, I'm glad you picked this. It was a bitch to try to watch it in time
I
for the
felt so
episode.
bad because I was like last minute 3 hour movie, but it is
Well,
so
because
good.
not only just like a three, but like the
I didn't feel that way
turnaround.
when I watched it.
We're filming this 2 days after the last episode we recorded, and for a 3 hour movie to be one of those, it was tough. But I got it, and I'm glad you picked it because I had a lot of fun with it. I actually am gonna, have fun watching this a second time in the future whenever I get to it, and I can't
Around
wait
on
to
Mother's
like
Day again.
say what?
So when it comes around to Mother's Day again,
Yeah.
then you're like, man, what do I watch? You got Beau's Afraid.
And I also, if we're gonna go to close it out with the mother angle, I was talking earlier about the tension and a lot of the scenes. The tension, and this is a subtle moment of tension, probably not one of the first ones you'd think of, with all the craziness and the anxiety that goes on for most of this movie. The scene in the flashback where he's just laying in the bed with her. I was so ungodly tense and
It
uncomfortable during
was
that scene.
I love that scene.
excruciating.
Yeah,
Yes. Just
whoever, I
her,
can't remember her name who played the younger
Zoe
version.
Lister Jones.
So fucking good.
Yeah. And just
I,
her laying there and just saying, I'm very proud of the man you've become. I'm very proud of the man. And my skin was fucking crawling. I was like, the
It's
subtext
funny.
here.
This is his comedy. This is Ari Aster's comedy. Like, that's the fucked up part about this whole.
Yep. It was hilarious for most of it.
So it's like, I'm so stoked for Eddington.
That one's definitely going to be wild, just based on the teaser trailer.
I do have a connect.
Oh, do your thing.
No, what were you gonna say?
I
Nah.
want to say fuck you, A24. I love you as a company enough to have the Beau PJs, but release a goddamn collector's or special edition of this movie. I am wanting
We need a booklet
different
with the
poster. I need a
script and
different
shit.
cover.
Yeah, we need the script. We need the vinyl.
The vinyl's out. I don't have that.
You know, it'd be
one.
crazy if they made a laser disc for this one.
I was so mad because
That'd be a great.
I was
laser
trying to
disc
see
movie
if I
of
could
Beau
like
Afraid.
make
We gotta
y'all
flip
think.
it. Think about this. Beau is Afraid. You flip it right before the fucking play scene.
I was gonna try to convince y'all
That would be a great
my
flip
whale
thing.
vinyl is the Beau
I
is
don't know.
Afraid vinyl, but that is very clearly Brendan
That's
Fraser.
very clearly Brendan Fraser right there.
So,
But
but the
I do have
Beau vinyl is his face super close up as well.
Okay.
There is something that's connecting our next two films. We have two divas who are mothers, Patti LuPone and the ultimate fucking
Mother.
mother.
Is that really the word you forgot? You forgot the word mother?
No. The ultimate. I'm waiting for 2 minutes.
All right.
Okay. No, sorry. I just want to make it known to you guys, I've taken 100 milligrams of THC during this entire thing so far.
100.
The ultimate mother, the one who birthed possibly the greatest princess of all, Debbie Reynolds. She is also a diva, much like Patti LuPone. However, unlike Patti LuPone, in Beau is Afraid, Debbie Reynolds is actually a good mother. And we will discuss this.
And yet, also has a scene, just like in Beau is Afraid, where she admits that she hates her son for existing and how she ruined her life.
Except for in Mother, she is correct because fuck Albert Brooks in Mother. I hated him. He's a piece of shit, and we will discuss this very soon.
You know, I gotta tell you the
Hey
truth.
man, there
Matt,
was go ahead.
I'm a little on your side. Fuck Albert Brooks, low key in this movie. He's
yes.
he's just like, you know. Oh,
I mean,
that's
what do you
terrible.
do?
I'm like,
We found out what you do as a bad son in Beau is Afraid, but what do you do if you're Albert Brooks and you need to go visit your mom and you're a bad person as well, but a genuinely bad
So,
person?
and this is the one Mother's Day movie that we have that actually has a freezer that I guess doesn't work because the other freezer worked in stopping the asthma.
Beau
This
had a
one
fridge.
just caused pain and freezer burn. As we see, which I am very keen on. I'm very aware of freezer burn in older people's fucking freezers. This is not indicative of what I'm going on with now, but I'm just saying in the past. But yes,
Going dark with
to
it.
get to the one movie that I was talking about earlier, Albert Brooks's Mother, not to be confused with Darren Aronofsky's Mother. But no, it's
That's a great way to describe that movie. Beau is Afraid light. Mother with an exclamation point.
This is Albert Brooks's Mother. And this movie is about a sci-fi author who's getting divorced. God damn, man, you're getting divorced. That sucks.
Second
This
time.
is like, you know, not, don't fucking
Sorry.
don't skip ahead of me, you motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, it's not your first time, it's your second time getting divorced. Because, like, man, we would feel bad for you if it was the first time, but clearly there's something going on if it's a second time. And hey, man, you feel that way too. You're not sure. Your agent's not sure. You know what do you do though? Like, think about this. Like, because your brother, right? He's got a wife. You know, he's got a life. He's okay. And you have the same mom. You had the same mom. You had the same mother. But like, if he's so satisfied and you're on the second divorce, but you got the same mom. Man, I don't know what to do. Let me just fuck all my shit, you know? Fuck all of it. Like, fuck all of that shit. I'm just gonna pack what I can into my shitty little car. And I'm gonna move back with my mom. And you know what? You think maybe my mom had something to do with it? Maybe she had some nefarious intentions. Maybe she's not a good mom. Man, she is just trying to fucking live her goddamn life. But you know what? No, fuck that shit. You're just gonna move back in. And you know what? You're gonna have a good moment when you're moving up. It's gonna feel great. You're gonna have your own theme song playing that is almost like the theme song from a great movie. But it's not really, though. It's based on your mom's name, and the lyrics are completely different. And it's not Simon and Garfunkel, it's just Albert Brooks.
A true parody.
A true parody. And all it's right. Anyways, you get there, and you know what you do? You're trying to figure out, why are all the women in my life divorcing me? Why? God, why? Am I a bad writer? Is like, what the fuck is going on? And you know what? You can't do either. You can't write. You got that problem going on too.
Would you say that? Wait, where would you compare Albert Brooks's blockage and Beau's blockage? I need to know.
Oh, well, so like Albert Brooks is like Brainiac, but with Beau's balls. He's like, bam, slamming his fucking head into the goddamn fucking desk because he can't keep his big ass brain up. Because mommy won't let him write. mommy won't let him write. But really, it's not that. Because as you watch the movie, you see a man who should be, by all means, independent, encroaching on his very independent mother, who just wants to have her own life. She wants to have her own sex life. She wants to eat her own fucking food. She doesn't want to deal with this man saying, that's organic, that's not organic. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck what peanut butter you fucking get? You know what? And he moves back into his own room very obnoxiously. And he starts just picking apart her life. She was doing good on her own, man. You are just coming back and literally ripping her life apart. And by the end of it, I gotta say, all we learned was maybe the mom should have been a writer. Maybe she shouldn't have had him as a son. And clearly,
he's firstborn though, so like she had to like get rid of him, like get him out of the way to get to the second.
And Jackson. And also, I want to shout out the '90s FaceTime in the movie really quick. But
Jackson
also, before we go on, but I just want to say as I cap it out, we come about a movie called Mother, and it says nobody misunderstands you better. And I used to think that meant the mom misunderstanding the son. Having seen the movie, I think that tagline really applies to him not understanding her. Because goddamn, I so surprised that I did not like him in this movie. And I will just leave it upon you guys after this. I'm sorry, I feel like I've talked a lot. I just want to say, like, this is my pick. And I do not hate this movie. I like it. It's fun. But I don't like Albert Brooks. And I don't know. Well, Matt, I get angry. I got angry at this. So I'll leave this to y'all. And I will
I just have to say, when it comes to you talking about she shouldn't have had him as a son, we all know your thoughts. You made it very clear your thoughts on abortion a couple episodes ago. Just because you can beat the shit out of them with a baseball bat or whatever you said doesn't mean you should. Okay? You made that very clear. You can't just go into a maternity ward and go,
Well, that's where I feel like she might have had, like, once she realized he was becoming a writer, just like what she didn't do, she was like, man, this kid's great. Let me, like, let him fulfill his dreams. And then when she saw what he became, and I'm like, no wonder mommy didn't let you write. Mommy don't give a shit about your writing because your writing probably fucking sucks, you goddamn schmuck.
hey, you're talking about the author of Planet 7, for God's sakes. And Planet 8. That's a respected author. You wouldn't say that about Stephen King, would you?
So that was my favorite. One of my favorite running jokes of the movie was the Stephen King like joke. I thought that was brilliant. As far as Albert Brooks movies go, this is my least favorite. But I still think that this is better than most movies like that I've seen. So like it's not like a bad movie. It's just like he's so good. you know.
Well, Sam, I have a couple things to say, but Sam, I'll let you go first.
So, I really enjoyed the beginning of this movie. I got into it. I got just much like real life. This is my second Albert Brooks movie other than real life. I didn't think he was a good person in that one either. So like I didn't already went into this expecting him to be a complete
But that movie knows he's not a good person.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And so when I got to about halfway through this movie and they were in the mall together and you watch him see the close-up of her mouth saying, like, telling that person that he got divorced twice, who does that and everything, and I was like, I love your mother and you clearly do not, and my brain just checked the fuck out. After the movie, I was like, I don't like you, and I don't think you deserve the time of day.
Can I say this though?
Respect to your ass.
Can I say this though? Again, well, we hate Albert Brooks' character. It's hard because he also wrote and directed the fucking movie.
Yeah.
And so, like, you know that there's a certain part of him who's like, I know this character's an asshole. Like, still made it, though. He still made the movie.
And I really
shy away from
appreciated
it, which I give him credit for.
Coming home.
But I feel like he has to know, because, like, he gives you moments like that you were saying. Like, he gives you that moment where he's like, you know... And, like, I don't know if we are. Maybe we are supposed to, but I don't know if we're supposed to sympathize with him.
Well, here's my thing, okay? First of all, I think you're supposed to sympathize with his movie, with his character. There's not a moment in the movie to me necessarily where it makes it clear that he's a dick. I mean, like the movie, like the writing makes it clear. So to me, because in real life, I mean, it's very clear, for a lot of that movie that he's fucking crazy and you're not supposed to like him. But here's what I'll say. Here are my two main things. The first one is, Matt, your intro there really spoke to me, I have to say, because honestly, you just breaking it down that way, I went from being like low key, yeah, Albert Brooks isn't great, to fuck Albert Brooks's character in this movie. I'm not kidding. You just describing it the way that you did, I hadn't thought about it that way. Like, legitimately, he is a dick. Like, she is literally just living her life. Like, because when you look at it, and I kind of noticed this from the start, there's nothing really wrong with her. Like, I was expecting this to be like the typical, like, throw mama from the train type movie where she's just this super overbearing, like, you can tell immediately what the problem is. But she's sweet as can be for, like, most of the movie. I mean, is just willing to go along with whatever he says, whatever he does. We'll turn her life upside down. We'll have her fuck buddy go stay in a hotel or whatever it is, only see him for one day. He wants to watch that video so damn bad, but she cares about her son so much that she said, no videos tonight. I don't want there's a 40-year-old man 20 feet away from me, and I don't want to watch a video with him there. But
Boudreaux is in the beginning of this, right?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, I just realized that. God damn.
But that's another thing I'm gonna say. So for a lot of the movie, he is just turning her life upside down. He is being inconsiderate. He's saying everything that in her fridge is gross and talking about, I don't eat meat. I don't eat meat. It's like,
And then everything comes from a cow, motherfucker.
yeah, that's what she
Everything.
says. And she's right.
Everything.
I
Or
love the commercials.
And actually,
as she said in Halloween Town High, oh, everyone's so health conscious these days, fat free. If you knew what it took to milk a unicorn in the first place, you wouldn't be complaining.
with a lot of cheese.
It was
Mhm.
But
weird
no,
having.
I want to say this though. I was joking about the Miss Henderson lyrics. I actually thought that was fucking hilarious.
That was one of the
I'm gonna shout
that was
out.
one
I
of the
did think
very
that shit.
few, because, okay, I'll say this.
I'll
I
give
just,
that credit. I
a
was
couple
fucking with
of
it, but I love that.
a couple of points I have. Um, for one thing, he's being a dick to the mom for so much of the movie and being very inconsiderate and all this stuff, going through her stuff and everything, seemingly just not understanding at all. Like, what's the big deal? I just went through your stuff. It's like, what do you mean, what's the big deal? You should know what the big deal is, you schmuck. But
Yeah.
but then at the same time, something that similar to Timothy Oliphant in Mother's Day, I had a similar problem with Lisa Kudrow in this movie where she was just unrealistically stupid. I'm just like, Charlie Chaplin was a writer. He wrote I'm like, get the fuck out of
Fuck
here
at
with
it.
this.
Well, because
Like,
the thing is,
really?
the issue with that like whole thing was she had said a very smart, or not very, but like a decently smart thing
Yeah.
about a sentence before about like the whole value of the dollar's writer. Because like I'm actually reading that book right now, which
Yeah.
was crazy because I was like, whoa, I'm reading that. But also like, yeah, like that is a decent book, and like fuck off, and
Yeah, and like you're not
and
allowed
then for her to
to.
have like for her to say something kind of smart about that, but I think she
Yeah.
said Strusan, not Susan. So maybe that's the
But
joke.
what drove me crazy about that is she
But
makes it like abundantly clear right off the bat, like she doesn't know that many authors. So any decent person would just like see that and move to a different subject. But he keeps pressing her. He's just like,
so
well, what authors did you like? And she literally says, I didn't know I was being interviewed tonight, and or I didn't know I was going to have to take a quiz. And he's like, well, it's not a quiz. I'm just making conversation. I'm like, okay,
I'll
it's clear she doesn't want to talk about this, bro. Lay the fuck off. You know what I'm
so
saying?
there was a when I was looking at the interviews on the reviews on this on Letterboxd, somebody brought up a fact that I had not thought of before, and I want to bring this up because that scene in particular does strike a chord. They said like Albert Brooks is kind of a Woody Allen, where he just self-inserts himself into like a certain movie.
Right.
However, I will say Albert Brooks is a better version of that because he's willing to like actually make fun of himself. And I feel like that scene does kind of work that way. Because I don't know. Because, like, again, I'm still wondering if we're supposed to empathize with him or if that's just the way they marketed the movie and that's why the posters say that shit.
It really, because that scene
Because
in
when you watch the
particular,
movie, he doesn't seem to shy away from the fact that his character is not likable. He doesn't seem to shy away from that.
but the
He doesn't seem to,
scene
like, pretend it's okay.
the
To
scene
me.
after that, though, where he's on the beach, like, why can't I find anybody? That felt so much to me like we were supposed to sympathize with him. And I'm just like, bro, you were the one being the dick in that scene. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was,
I don't disagree with that. I
Yeah.
wonder.
Question
Like,
for
you
y'all.
know, I wonder.
When you need stuff moved from your garage to your childhood bedroom, and you go to Home Depot and you look at all those people working, waiting to work, how do you get them to do it? Do y'all know?
$100.
No habla español.
You
Or
just
habla
point,
español.
you point at one and they get in the back of the car.
Mucho dinero. Porque you.
Wild line.
Porque me?
Not expecting him to say that.
Mucho dinero.
That whole conversation I was not expecting at all.
By the end of the movie, I was literally kind of pissed. I was like,
I was honestly too bored to even think about it when I was watching the movie. Like that was my main thing. The movie was just so fucking bored. Like it was just a bunch of pointless conversations about nothing, and like nothing was learned.
they
He
had so much.
sneezed.
They
He
had
just
so much.
sneezed. Like nothing is resolved.
He had so much. What's the word? Like potential. Like that's such a great scenario. You move back in with your mother to solve
And
your
you
problems.
think Albert
That's
Brooks,
brilliant.
you think Albert Brooks would be able to take that and do something really, really funny with it. But
I will say this though. I was laughing, and I will say this. Like, I don't think I can't see somebody else doing it better. I can just see him doing it mediocre. Like, you know what I mean? If that makes sense.
yeah. And,
So I was
and
like, okay,
yeah.
but
It
you
it
gotta
was
see at least defending your life.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I want to see
I may
pretty
choose that, but
ever since we saw Real Life, I want to see all his movies now because, I mean, I know obviously by reputation he's the comedic genius, but like now that I've actually seen, like once I actually saw Real Life, I was like, okay, this is one of the most brilliant fucking comedies I've ever seen. I want to watch everything else he's done. And when you picked that Mother, I was so excited, like, all right, another Albert Brooks movie, let's go. And then yeah, just it wasn't one of his best,
I
but
knew that wasn't his best either, so that's why I was kind of like sad. But I was like, I have to see the movie, so I have to choose it. But I
yeah.
do like,
But I definitely want to see, yeah, Defending Your Life and Lost in America and all the other ones that he's done. Because, and honestly, at some point,
he's a
um,
killer director. I mean, he really, even I would say even Mother is like better than some movies. Like, I would throw that on top of other movies. Like, I wouldn't say like, yeah, it's a bad Albert Brooks movie. I wouldn't say that's a bad movie. That's just
it's not my favorite. It wasn't like, again, it wasn't even like a bad movie. It was just very boring. It just
And that's
didn't,
when I like started sympathizing with the mom was when I started getting into it because I was like, oh, she's not a bad person.
yeah.
She's
Because like,
not the villain. She's actually the hero.
yeah.
But I do have one thing to say. We have talked a lot this episode about mothers, and I really do have something to say. I have a whole spiel about mothers, and
Uh-oh.
I would like to share this with everybody.
You
So
gotta
yes,
test
we're
it out.
talking about Mother's Day. This is my Mother's Day slide. I want to shout out to all the mothers that are in our life via media. Um, you can see the actuals, like not just me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, first, I want to shout out one of the mothers that we've had on the podcast before, Ma Barker.
Bloody Mama herself.
Exactly. She was the mother of a few American criminals who ran the Barker Corpus gang
She
during the
washed them with their cocks
area.
out.
Public enemy era. Ugh. Anyways, she traveled with her sons during their criminal careers, and as you see during the movie, has very fucked up relationships with them.
She
Now I'm
washed
going
them.
on to a very wholesome mother, Carol Brady. She was TV's mom back in the day, no doubt. She is probably maybe one of the most iconic mothers that we know as far as media goes. Next, of course, we go to the impeccable Marge Simpson. One of the best mothers on television. Although animated, she is always there for her children and super nice. And of course, next, you can't guess where I'm going to go with this, right? Lois Griffin. Always and forever.
You better have someone
Another
else on
Lois.
there.
Yeah, you better have another Lois on there.
No, you better have a Seth MacFarlane mom on here.
Oh, I don't have Fran. I'm sorry.
Francine is the goat. What is the matter
I
with
left
you?
Fran out. I got
She
just
beats-
wait. God
She
damn it!
blows Lois out of the fucking
You'll
water.
see why I fucking. Oh, does she? I guess she does.
A million
actually.
times.
I'll agree with that. We can talk about that later. But Lois Griffin, of course.
Francine is the baddest bitch on the fucking planet.
I don't have a fucking picture with Marge and Lois in this, or Marge and Francine in the same picture. So sorry. I had to go for the bit. Casey Anthony.
Woo! I did not mean to cheers before I saw that.
Great.
Put that on
Wonderful.
TikTok.
Lorelai Gilmore.
Woo!
There we go. You should cheer for that. Brilliant, right? Lorelai Gilmore, wonderful mother, TV mother, always giving sage
Top
advice
tier
and shit.
show. Top
Tier show. Top
Lauren
tier.
Graham
Top
is the
tier.
daddy.
Gwendolyn Piper. Jackson, you're welcome.
Yeah, there's his woo.
Yes.
We couldn't forget Gwendolyn Piper. the
Getting hot
ultimate-
and bothered. You're getting me hot and bothered, Matt.
Get
me hot and bothered.
next, it's Kitty Foreman.
Ah!
Of course, one of TV's brilliant mothers. And Jackson, how hot and bothered are you? Do you want to get more
Honestly,
hot and bothered?
As much as she is after
Because
menopause.
Kitty Foreman is great, Gwendolyn Piper's great, but goddamn, pull your dick out for Octomom.
Oh,
my god. That's a
Octomom.
throwback.
This is
That-
yes.
I also
of course,
swear to
we can't-
God, if you
we
did not
have to
include
sh-
Abby Donovan in this list, I will also be mad at you.
I don't know who the fuck Abby Donovan is. But
Ray
all right.
Donovan's wife, you piece of shit.
Sorry,
Oh.
because okay,
She holds.
I'm going to
that
show you
family
the rest of the
together.
list, and you tell me where Abby Donovan fits into that, because obviously she fits in somewhere, but it's not past Octomom. Claire Huxtable, brilliant TV mother. We can't the Cosby Show. You cannot Rashida Jones. You know you can't just nah.
Alicia Rashad, you mean?
Yeah.
Rashida Jones is from Parks and Rec.
No, she's from Black Mirror. You fuck.
Oh,
She's actually in silence.
Lisa Ann.
You're starting to stray away.
No, that's we're talking about good mothers. Marie Curie, also known as the mother of modern science or modern physics. Corey Chase.
Can't say I know who that is.
Jay Kyle from My Wife and Kids, played by Tisha Martin Campbell. Brilliant TV mother. Julia Ann.
Can't say I know who that is either.
And of course, we can't forget our our mothers that we are referencing. Of course, we have Debbie Reynolds as Beatrice Henderson. Also, shout out to the grandma from Halloween Town. Sherry DeVille.
Every other person, I don't know who the hell they are.
Jackson, they're porn stars.
You're fucking lying, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
Patty Lupone as Mona Wasserman. Goddamn, brilliant.
Perhaps the greatest mother of all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, no, you're wrong. Because we are going to get to the greatest mother of all.
Oh, okay.
Jennifer Coolidge is Stifler's mom.
Of course.
That is the greatest mother of all. But we cannot forget our other mothers of this episode. Margot Martindale is Flo. Jennifer Garner is the dead one. And Jennifer Aniston is Sandy.
What a horrible image of Margot Martindale. Her fucking
Not
left eye
your
is so
problem.
crooked.
Not the tombstone.
And that is the Mother's Day.
That looked like a towel. I swear to God.
I know. I thought the same thing when I was watching.
I was so glad that you guys brought that up because I was like, that is the exact image I used.
I swear to God, I thought for like 2 minutes she was wearing a towel like out in her living room. Oh
I'm
my God.
severely upset, Matt, that you did not include Lois Wilkerson from Malcolm in the Middle.
I should have. Shout out. I mean, we're recording. So, like, shout out to the moms I didn't use. Sorry, I had to fill them with MILFs.
I thought you were going to do a How I Met Your Mother joke, but that didn't end up in there either. So
Nope,
like,
it just
okay.
it goes in a weird direction and then just stops. Because, like, at the point that you think I'm going to make another joke, I actually make a good point. What's that? What's that with your little screen?
Uh-oh. You can't see it?
No.
Oh, no.
You're shaking it doesn't help.
Ah,
try
damn it.
turning it to the side a little. No, I mean, like,
Turn it to the side and open your mouth really wide.
Whatever you say, Daddy-O.
Oh, it almost went.
No
there
problem,
we go.
Mommy-o.
Francine, I see her. Francine.
Francine. Okay, yes. So Francine and
To the center. To the
and
center.
Malcolm and the
Oh,
mom.
no, it's not. There we go.
Okay. That's the baddest bitch who ever lived right there. Just so y'all know, she needs to be included.
We're not disputing that information. However, I'm glad that we got that in there.
Jackson, I'm surprised you didn't recognize the fact that some of them were porn stars when some of them were standing in front of posters.
He recognized them.
I
Jackson's a really
fucking-
good actor. We forget that. If Jackson's not a good actor, then fuck me, right?
But
Say
some of them
what?
were standing in front of Avian and other posters that were all porn.
I'm not fucking paying attention. He's clicking on the goddamn slide up to 10 seconds.
Oh, I'm flicking on the side. You're flicking on something else, aren't you?
All I have to say, boys.
Hey, we're all gooners tonight.
All I can say, boys, is there's a reason you can't see beneath this area. You don't know what I do or don't have on underneath.
It's a Lisa Ann pocket pussy, right?
Boy, I'll show you right now.
Oh,
don't make me whip it out on camera.
And on that note, I would love to shout out all the mothers out there and all the sons and daughters who learn to love their
any son is any man is a mother of a or a son of a mother, right?
Exactly. And we
as Senior Bob Senior Bob said in The Hateful Eight, everybody has a mother.
Exactly.
We all have a mother, and we all have a motherfucker.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because I must stress yet again, Miss Aniston, please, I would like to be a motherfucker if it is possible. So,
at this point,
you guys see that? It was a shooting star.
Your wish.
Did I just make a wish that'll come true?
I think so. I
hope so.
And honestly, the more you know.
Well, and on that note as well,
when you wish upon a star, life is something where you are.
We have to have you say that and then do the animation with
this more or less unhinged than the Easter episode at this point. I just have to ask.
I was gonna say this is the only pussy we actually have on this episode. But we might technically have gotten some shots of it in Beau is Afraid when like she slams down on his giant.
We got a whole lot of cock and balls. I've seen Joaquin Phoenix's fucking Joaquin Phoenix is what I've seen.
So you guys, there's a line in The Breakfast Club where Bender, played by Judd Nelson,
says the moment where it actually
he says, have you ever seen a man with elephantitis in the nuts? His balls ride shotgun. And I swear to fucking God, this was the fucking image that I'd always projected in my head from that line. When I saw his balls, I was like, that's a man with elephantitis in the nuts. His balls ride shotgun. Like, I swear to God. And I swear, like, I just want to bring that up.
Shotgun in the back seat, technically.
Oh my God. I mean, ugh. But I just wanted to bring that up because, like, honestly, his balls would ride shotgun.
Yeah,
That's why he runs.
We love you, Mama.
We love you, Margot.
Dear Mama.
Martindale. Not fucking Pute or
Robbie. I thought you were about to say my mom's name.
Robbie. Yeah, Robbie.
It's been a 3 for 3. I don't know necessarily where. Yeah, I don't know necessarily.
I don't even know like what's going on at this moment.
Can we just like stop real quick and then try to make an ending? Is that okay? Because I feel like I fucked up on that, and I don't want Margot Robbie hearing me confuse her with Florence Pugh. Because that's exactly what I just did.
That's the TikTok video. Putting your ass.
Don't out me.
Oh,
don't out me, Poppy.
I got you. I just gotta run to the restroom real quick and I'll start one.
Oh shit, we got 2 minutes and 33 seconds.
That's the actual one. Okay. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna pee. And then I'm gonna start the end of this goddamn fucking episode because this has gone too far.
Too much. It's 1 in the damn morning.
I forget. For me, it's only like 11:05. So, fuck you guys. I'm time traveling, gentlemen. I don't know where we stand on the front of where we left off.
I'll let you.
But I will say this: it's been a Mother's Day special for sure.
For sure.
I do want to thank you, Matthew, for enlightening us on some of the great mothers. Not all, because there are some that were left out, just like the Oscars in memoriam. I'm looking at y'all. Um, but thank you, any and all mothers, any shape and form. We don't we don't have a bias. If you're a mother, you're a mother, and that is what it is. And we will continue supporting mothers in cinema, and we will continue to drink blue paint. We will continue to discover that our mothers are a better writer than us, and then rip them the fuck off with our next sequels. And we will continue to view our ex-husband's 20-year-old girlfriend as a threat. Because she's a
And you know, we'll also be
goddamn
continued
threat.
to. You know, we will be continued to. Big Mama.
If we do next Mother's Day Big Fat Mama 1 and 2, I will lose my shit.
Big Mama's house.
Big Mama's. I don't know. There's not a lot of Mama movies.
Why am I just now picturing Steven Seagal holding those giant melons, grinning ear to ear? Because that's the first image that went to my mind.
Steven Seagal is truly the best Big Mama out there.
Can I say this though? We truly wouldn't be anywhere without our mothers, because they say the chicken or the egg. It's the vagina. But you know, we thank our mothers this Mother's Day episode, I guess. Do we?
Are y'all 3 for 3? That's the only way to really.
Yeah.
I actually don't know, to be honest. I guess I'm like, I don't know, like 2.5, 2.25.
That's what I'm saying. I'm 1.5 distinted, and then the other one is the rest. So 2.5, and then mother is like that.
Yeah, Mother's the only one I'm kind of iffy on, but you know,
I didn't even like when I was watching it too. I was like, "Damn!" I even felt I was like, "Damn!" So I agree with y'all. Like I was iffy on Mother, as well. So
other two I enjoyed, in spite of their flaws. I enjoyed them, but Mother, not as much.
yeah, I'll recommend Defending Your Life though.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah,
to see all those other movies.
Yeah, he's still got that going for him.
But on that note, let us know in the comments below if you enjoyed any of the movies this week. If you didn't, it's fine. Let us know that too.
Hit us with the like if you like us though.
Yeah, exactly. And
Check us out on Spotify.
Spotify, TikTok, the poll. Vote.
Make sure you subscribe. We don't
Yes.
say that.
Mm-hmm.
Please like, subscribe. We need it.
Ring that bell, smash that like button, do all
Or
that.
pick
good
me
shit.
bitches.
As we come to find out, we need y'all to immediately subscribe, and then after watching one episode, immediately back the fuck out of your decision. So,
No, don't back the fuck out. Just at least comment and see if we respond.
and we'll try not to be too harsh, but we will carry the same energy that we had within the episode you comment on. I just want you to know that.
Yeah, we'll try, but we won't try too hard.
It's our season 2 era. This has been episode 5, 6. I don't know when this is going up, but I want y'all to know we got some more bangers coming for y'all very soon. Many more nonsense.
Much more shenanigans and tomfoolery.
That I must leave y'all with one final message. If you're naked in the tub, clasping that nun thing after finding your mother passed away, and you witness a man sweating so hard that he has a spider crawling on him, just kill yourself. It's not gonna get better for you. And on that note, it's been...
Beau is afraid.
Beau is afraid.
We're all afraid.
I was afraid to watch Mother and Mother's Day, but I ended up positively walking out of both of those to a degree. It's been a 3 for 3. I was your host this week. I won't be for a little while, but I will support the shaft and be the distended testicles that Beau carries with him. Just as y'all were my distended testicles today. Alright.